Hey guys, welcome to the stream. I haven't done an intro in a while, but like it's all right because I'm doing an intro today, and it's been a while since I've done an intro, so I've said that twice. Anyways, we're doing pretty good on making this mall, pretty good on the roof so far. We just got to, I think we're gonna complete, this section area right here, and then we'll probably do this one tomorrow, this one right here. Anyways, or we might get like through the whole part, I have no idea, but it's been a minute since I've done an intro, so I just want to let you know that there's not a robot running this channel, and that's all I gotta say. So we're gonna start a podcast. We're gonna probably finish up the H3 podcast that we were listening to yesterday, and yeah, I'll go ahead and mute my mic, and then we'll get
The whole fucking game.
Yeah.
Well, they had an auction house where you would
not.
sell items for real money.
Yeah.
It was just horrible.
Yeah. Well, he helped with it.
Well, your friend
he made some
money.
real money too. Then he
Yeah.
ended up selling the whole like botting kit to somebody for like a reasonable for a kid in high school. Like
That's
maybe
awesome.
a couple hundred, a couple $1,000,
That's pretty
whatever it
epic.
was.
Yeah, that is pretty epic.
But
It's like
I played
the new
Tony Hawk's
Bitcoin.
Pro Skater. That's my gaming.
that's pretty
experience.
gamer.
With my
What's
brother.
the longest you played in at one sitting?
Oh, probably less than an hour.
That's not very gamer. Yeah.
I just don't have the attention span. Like I can sit and read a book for an entire day, but
So who says that's better than
Yeah, so-
gaming?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah.
You know, back before video games existed, people would sit there all day on the books, and they would be like, "You
Yeah.
don't read all day.
Go
Do something
outside.
with your
Go
life."
play with a stick.
It's the same. It had the same exact connotation.
I think that as a kid, I just had a hard time doing anything for too long. Like as an adult, I can read. As a kid, I couldn't read all day.
You read fiction or nonfiction?
Both.
She
You
reads a lot of,
you
like,
would really waste your
murder-
time reading
murder
fiction?
mystery.
I read both.
That's not very productive.
Oh, I love historical fiction. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, I love reading. But as a kid, I just couldn't do anything for more than an hour. It
Are
was
there
really
pictures in the
difficult.
books?
No.
Do you color inside or no coloring?
No. I
Wow.
tried to buy him some books that I thought he
you
would
pay
like.
money for these?
A lot of money. I spend a lot of money on books every year, and I don't
Books are
like.
expensive, eh?
They are.
And then they put them on the Kindle, and you'd expect them to be cheaper, but they're not.
They're not, and I can't do the Kindle. It doesn't
Why?
work for me.
I like it.
It doesn't feel the same.
It
Like, I
looks-
really can't get past.
Too close to
it.
video games.
No, it's not.
I think it might be racist.
I like seeing
against
how
video
far I
games. I like the
am, and I
paper.
like the feel of it, and I like the smell of books. Yeah.
What's your favorite
Me
book
too.
ever?
My favorite series is the Harry Potter
Yeah.
series. Like, if I had to pick a book.
How do you
that I
feel
would
about
do-
her being
Chelsea probably has no idea.
Oh, are you aware that what's her
Yes,
name?
I
The
am.
Oh, you
author?
are? Okay.
What's her name?
J.K.
J.K.
Rowling.
Yeah, J.K.
Bowling.
Smoking bowling.
Yeah.
So stupid. There is actually.
Well, we have a better thing.
No, we have it. That's not better. That's very rude. Yeah, we have it. Are you aware that she does not like trans people?
I am aware. So I've seen a bunch of stuff recently.
Actually, I don't know.
about- Yeah, she basically made
Her
like a
comments are pretty
statement that was
stupid.
really, really stupid.
Can you pull up the?
Just
Can you pull that up? Let's look over it.
Yeah.
Let's
And
dig
then
into
she
this.
hasn't really done much to kind of rectify the situation. And then all the cast members, of course, are like, we want nothing to do with this statement. We do not agree.
Yeah.
We do not. So that's been interesting. That I was shocked that she didn't come out immediately and try to,
Actually, she doubled down. I think she really
I think
believes
she
what
did
she
yeah,
double
said.
down.
but I mean, I thought she was
Yeah.
going to do the opposite. And instead, she just came out saying, no, you guys are understanding. And
This
then,
is the guy, by the way. Sorry.
The Turkish.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, it's the
that makes
legend.
the
What the
justice.
fuck is this video?
Whoa, we got
Turkey is
after effects?
wild.
No, this guy's like mega famous, and he just goes like all out. I'm trying to find a good. This is
Wow.
his TikTok. I've never watched him on TikTok. I don't think it's as good as on Instagram because it's shorter.
Yeah, that's a lot of views.
No, this guy is like
Yeah, he's famous.
these videos are not as good. Cause
He's 14 million.
Wow.
okay, let's have a look.
You're just looking at the thumbnails. How can you say
I
that?
could tell they put the epic thing in the thumbnail.
You gonna make a pizza oven? Is that what he's doing?
Ding ding. I have not. Let's see. You never know where it's going with this
Well, I
guy.
saw the ladybug pizza oven looking thing.
Yay! He's called CZN, which is kind of.
bizarre.
Yeah, in the best way.
Look how creepily he's staring.
That's
he's
his
just
thing.
Staring, but you can't. Like, how does he do it?
That's his thing, and sometimes he will
always
not be
smiles.
smiling, and then everyone's like, "Is he okay?"
It's like he's cutting vegetables and chops his finger.
So do you think he does all this work, or in between the cuts, he just got all these minions coming and do it?
He's probably doing it. It looks like he's doing it. I think.
What?
epic.
That was a lot of fire.
Whoa, did you see that spin move with the knife?
That was epic. That was dangerous.
Yeah.
What is he putting the meat in?
It's just a big ass lamb leg.
He looks like he put it in sand. Though. That was kind of gross.
That's one of the
Those are
techniques
great.
they
Oh,
use.
it's
That-
rice.
No, they use these
No, but they
techniques.
do use sand.
No, but it looks like he stuck the meat directly on this.
They do that, but it's not sand. It's like some kind of material that, like,
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know, man. They do all kinds of weird shit in Turkish cuisine, bro.
TikTok is weird.
I don't like his TikTok. You gotta go to Instagram.
Well, is there not is there music normal with their
Yeah, there's
It
usually
just is
music.
very like.
Yeah, a lot of times the
But again, I don't have the right. I'm not the person to ask because I don't.
Did you?
I really limit social media because of like what you're saying, like the negativity
Yeah,
that
the
I saw growing up.
negativity.
I was like, I don't want to be that kind of
This my
person
boy.
that's so obsessed. So I really limit social media.
I think sometimes I take a break and I really
But-
feel better. I think I'm due for one.
Yeah,
I've
I
been
have
talking
a
about going on like
timer.
a,
Yeah.
like a cabin trip where we have a metal box and everyone sticks their phone in it. And, like,
Oh my
you can still
god,
log
we
on.
should do that.
And you have like a Nokia. You get like an old Nokia that just has like calls and texts,
Yeah.
and that's like the phone that if you need to call somebody.
For like yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I set a limit for like 20 minutes for all social media combined a day.
I feel like I wouldn't even know what to
Really?
do with myself.
And because
That's the problem, right? Like,
it's and then I realized it's just such a bad how you get your phone and you click on it without even thinking.
Yes.
And
it's like any moment,
just
any
gross.
moment where you have nothing to do. It's like you're just
yeah.
like, what am I
Always,
doing? Like,
yeah.
And
It's definitely a problem. Sometimes I'll close it and then without thinking, I open it again.
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Always.
yes,
Yeah.
Can I say
creeps
something?
me out.
Can I admit something?
yeah.
When Bo Burnham was on the show, he said that he started peeing. I can't look away from CZN. He's making a giant
Dude,
hamburger.
that's
Oh
you
my
see the
God.
problem though. Like that's the
Look, he's cutting the hamburger with a fucking sword, bro. All right, let's get
you
rid
can't
of it.
even eat that.
No, he throws it all out afterwards.
After just like eating the meat.
So
bone.
so Bo said that he was so bad that he was peeing down, sitting down to pee so he
Pee on
could
his
use his phone.
Oh.
And I was like,
Wow.
that's weird. And then, but I do that now
just because you can like more easily use the phone.
because I can continue what I'm doing.
Right.
So I sit down
Oh.
and tinkle.
And I've always been so envious that like men could stand
Yeah.
up and
There you
pee
go.
because I'm like, you have to worry about all the
Yeah.
extra.
I'm throwing away
You
God's
gotta
gift.
check your
gift.
privilege.
Well,
Oh.
to be honest, yeah,
Exactly.
my penis
It's a
privilege.
privilege to be able to pee.
Yeah, because
standing
think
up.
about going to like a fair and using a porta potty as
Oh,
a
yeah,
man,
that-
the experience
that's-
versus a woman.
But you don't sit, right? You squat.
No, you squat, but you have to have strength
Yeah,
to
let's
do
see
that.
you
Yeah, I don't-
squat.
And
I
not all
couldn't.
people do.
I don't.
Followed.
You want me to squat? Hila wants to like pin my penis back and make me squat to check my privilege.
I feel like that action has been said. No, the way you react.
Hila wants to.
He's throwing you under the bus right now.
Hila wants to check my penis privilege. Pin my dick back. Yeah, she's sick.
Garbage. Garbage.
Well, how much have you spent on Roombas?
Oh, we spent. Actually, it's kind of funny because I ended up buying an actual Roomba too,
He's not
and
very
I think
happy
I
with
spent
it.
about the same amount of money on the actual Roomba as I did on 8 knockoff Roombas or 7 knockoff Roombas or whatever. So that was like $1,000, I think.
Wow.
Oh, that's not bad for 8
Yeah.
Roombas.
And they came in the course of like probably 2 or 3 days, and it was just like all these boxes.
Yeah, it was
delivered.
paid for. It's a whole long story, but I didn't even pay for it. Someone else paid for it.
Hmm.
But that's like I don't even think I'm supposed to say what happened.
Yeah, no, I don't think you're allowed to.
Go ahead.
No, I can't. Well, I don't. It's. I'll tell you after. It's a whole long
got paid,
ordeal. That,
so
yeah, but anyway, somebody
End of
else
the day.
paid for him.
Okay.
But he
Okay.
did buy an actual Roomba, and he
You don't like it?
doesn't. He yells at it all the time.
Dude, it was like
Hmm.
I bought. Someone gave me a coupon, so I bought it much cheaper. And it's still like it's very frustrating for how much money it costs brand new. It's like the nicest one they sell that like self empties and everything. And it's like, how is it not a little bit smarter than it is?
Yeah.
Like, it'll just
Really?
run over everything. It'll just get bound up on carpet.
Really?
Yeah. And I
I've
just
heard
like,
And wires, like if you have like plugs and stuff, it'll just get caught up
Yeah.
in that.
Yeah, I've heard good things about the Roomba. What year is it? What edition?
brand. It's the
Oh, this
top,
is
It
2020.
is the nicest one that they
Oh,
sell right now.
that's a
Yeah.
shame.
I also
And
don't like the look of it.
it's sort of like one of those things where
I
you
like the
like
whole
you can't have any cables on the floor. You can't have
Plus, I love the
anything.
vacuum.
I mean, I don't really love the idea of a little robot skirting around the house.
Yeah.
You
Really
know?
loud, too.
So tell them why your first your beginning relationship with Roomba. When did you first get a Roomba for your mother?
I bought one off of an old website, Woot. Do you remember Woot?
Mm.
No.
No.
It was
What
like
was
they,
the
they sold
purpose,
one
though?
thing a day. Oh, I think I had to like clean. Was it, like my chore was vacuuming, and so I
Oh.
saved up like a couple $100 and bought a Roomba for like it was like
Wow.
150, maybe 200.
Was she satisfied with the result of that?
I think she was angry, but maybe also impressed
Yeah.
at my genius
And she used it she had that
for
for
a
like
long time.
probably 10 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
It like
Yeah.
That's a good
recently
investment.
died. Yeah.
Had to change the batteries a bunch because they just kept going
Yeah.
bad.
Anytime that maintenance needed to be done on it, it was like, even when he hadn't lived there for years, William, it's acting up. You need to come over and figure it out. He's like, yes, Mom.
But the new ones, they dock themselves, they
Yeah.
charge
They empty
themselves.
themselves too.
I don't like it though. I like the.
There's 2 vacuum spaces. There's one in the base station and there's one in the robot. So the robot does its
But
vacuum.
you have
thing.
to empty the base.
You have to, yeah, it comes with like a bag, and the bag will last you like so many.
Well, you have to
cycles.
empty something.
Yeah,
I don't want to empty anything. It's not self-emptying if I have to empty it.
I think there's one.
I want a well that.
Okay, if you
that it
want to learn
dumps
about
it, though.
vacuums, there's this dude. Every time I search this up, there's this guy on YouTube who does nothing but make videos about vacuum cleaners, and it is hilarious just because of like
the content.
the content. But he's so serious, and it's actually like it is the best resource.
So, did you use this resource before you purchased the
Yes,
Roomba?
I did.
But he steered you wrong, clearly.
No, I think that there's just like there's not a whole lot of perfect solutions right now. You would just think for the amount of money you spend on it that like it would be a little bit better.
But we
than it
have
is.
like, the other vacuum we have. It's a I think it's like a Shark or something.
It's a handheld one.
The handheld one. I mean, it just works so much better.
I
Dude,
love
you-
the handheld.
Bro, that.
Yeah.
It's like the greatest.
Wait, the cordless vacuum?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
cordless.
Dude, those are fucking
They're
so
awesome.
sick,
The
bro.
greatest
You remember as a
thing
And
kid?
it
So
takes me
fun.
no time.
Like,
to
and you have to
vacuum,
drag
like-
this
Yes.
big ass vacuum around.
Yeah.
Find a
Yeah.
cord
Yes.
like 100 feet.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then my dad bought like the
That used to be the
janitorial ones that you wear as
worst.
a backpack, and
The
you look like a
Ghostbuster.
Ghostbuster.
I forgot about
You're like
those.
turning around, like
That's what
banging
his
into
dad
the
bought.
walls. Like the walls about this high off
I
the
used to
ground
hate
look like
vacuuming
the
because
corner
it
Me
was
of
like
the
it was
too.
like a logistical nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
vacuum
now-
twice a day because we have a cat, so I just like don't like hair. I just don't want people, So, but it takes no time. It's so
Oh,
easy.
And it makes this cool sound. It goes vroom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When it
Yeah.
turns
The
on,
brushless
it goes
motors. Yeah.
vroom.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, it's not bad. And
Kids
the
don't know
Roomba.
how good they have it. today.
No.
Social
No.
media cordless vacuum
You
cleaners.
ingrateful.
I remember the nightmares because we didn't have enough like power outlets around the
Yes.
house.
So there were parts that you just couldn't. And we had stairs growing up. There were carpeted stairs.
Bring me that meat mountain
Oh.
back.
Oh my gosh.
No,
I
dog.
threw it away.
No, I don't want that
Reach it.
shit out of your pocket, bro. That shit's got corona and everything else. What are you gonna do with that sandwich? You gonna eat it?
Oh, he will.
Yeah,
He's disgusting.
So just to bring
And then
everyone
I'll
back,
have a
William has
different
the
No,
William
Dad,
has a
throw
meat
it
mountain
out.
in his. Well, you could get it out of the garbage.
I feel like
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
There's a
You're
joke
not
here
really
somewhere.
kidding, right?
I am. I'm kidding. I wouldn't eat it out of the garbage.
I don't
You
think
want-
I
you wanna
actually.
get the meat out of my
I
pocket.
don't think I did throw it away.
There's
if
the
you really
meat in
want
your
it.
pocket.
I know, he's happy to see me.
You're like, no, that's the meat
It's
mountain.
meat.
So which more sanitary, the meat in William's pocket or the trash can?
Well, I
I think
do
I'm
his
mistaken.
laundry.
I don't think I did throw it away. I see the bag over there. So if you
Bring
really
it in.
want it,
Probably
Oh
the
my God,
trash.
why did you?
I'm sorry.
I need to.
Because he's gonna
I need
walk
to
out here
fuel
and
up.
see it. And
Then that's a white lie. You could have lied here. I give you.
It's my birthday week.
Oh.
Is it?
Yes.
William's birthday was like 2 weeks ago.
How old do you
guys
turn?
are both-
40?
Bro, come on. Don't play me like that. Bring me that meat mountain.
How old do you think William just turned?
I think he told me he's like 28.
Yeah, 29.
20.
29.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel old now.
The
Man, you
hair
don't
does
wanna touch
not
my meat
help.
mountain.
touch that.
I was protected by a plastic bag.
Oh, gross.
Please don't. Please don't eat it.
What are you gonna do for me? What are you gonna do
Okay,
for me?
what do you want?
Your laptop is glistening.
I know. I know. I saw that.
Oh, this is
Well, hold on, Dan. We're
disgusting.
negotiating. What are you gonna do for me?
we can order a pizza.
There you go. That's all I wanted to
There
hear.
it is.
Oh, because you hate pizza.
Wait,
So
wait.
that's
I don't
really
hate
torture.
it. He wants it every night.
Oh, okay. I see.
So
Bullshit! How dare you
Okay,
lie about
so for a while,
But does he get it every night? Because like, he
William-
might want it.
yeah, for a while, William wanted to eat In-N-Out like every day.
I really like In-N-Out.
And I'm like, you just can't eat the same thing every day. That's like and that's
so
not good for you.
I didn't hate pizza. I was a normal person.
Yeah.
But I would eat it like
much.
social events or
Yeah.
a birthday party.
Yeah.
That's when I would eat pizza.
It sort of is like
And
more of an
then-
appetizer than a
With Ethan, it's like,
all the time.
so we're ordering a pizza tonight?
Right.
That's just
How
not
many-
true.
How many days a week
Wait, do I have
do you
that
eat
Keemstar
pizza?
soundbite? It's just not true. Do you have that one, Zach?
I don't think.
I don't think we have.
Damn.
Yeah, you and
How
Keemstar are
often
really
do you-
going at it on Twitter.
Yeah.
You really crossed the line.
You really crossed the line.
The comments are the most entertaining in all those tweets.
The comment, well, so the comments on Keemstar's, because he blocks so many people,
Okay.
it's just a bunch of dick writers on his,
Mm.
Right.
which is just so, he's such a coward little, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to get all worked up about him. But like,
All the comments are just like, please stop.
yeah. And then he blocks them all.
You're
So you have to understand. But I feel like I only react.
yeah.
When he says shit, then like, for the longest time, I just let him say whatever he wants. But now I'm reacting to everything.
Right.
And I think it's great.
I mean, it's entertaining.
I mean, I'm really proud of this one from last night, which I have to say is going really well for me.
Does he
Last
filter
night?
the tweets
What
to
happened
you
last
before he
night?
posts them? Or is he
The one
do
about
it?
two jackasses.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
saw
can
that.
tell that one really upset him because he's like, this morning he's going off. He made a poll that said, should I keep bullying age 3, yes or no?
Oh, wow.
Like bullying, bro. You're like fucking 40. How can you even...
Garbage.
Carpet. So anyway, I think this one really upset him because it did so well. But
What's the? I don't really understand.
he
what
thinks
his-
that this is really you're
it's
gonna
so
understand.
dumb.
He
It's
thinks that
so
Hila.
dumb.
There's this thing that all really rude people say that Hila looks like a horse.
Okay.
Very rude. And so Keemstar thinks it's funny.
You look like a human.
No,
Thank
she's
you.
very beautiful and doesn't look like a
Yeah.
horse.
Well, and especially for a man to be like commenting.
It's
Right?
like,
crazy.
gross. You're
crazy.
so gross.
Yeah, and so he's tweeted at me literally 100 times.
But he thinks he's so slick because he just tweets pictures of a horse without saying what it is. So it's like certain people know what he's saying and certain people don't.
Right.
They'll just be like, oh, what
The
is
beard
that?
is
Yeah.
immaculate though.
Looks
Yeah,
like he
did
dyed
he
it.
dye
The
it black?
sunglasses look like something my grandmother would wear.
That's true. He's got like the kind of vintage.
Uh-huh.
But he goes, it's a donkey. And he says, is this a horse, H3? And I said, all I see is two jackasses.
That's pretty good.
Right?
That's a good response.
Thank you. It really upset him. I
How
could
old
tell.
is he?
He's like 40.
Oh,
Wait, go to the
gross.
comments. I want to see all the people pleading.
No, I don't. I don't. Because look, as long as this guy, his whole timeline is full of shit about me. Like, let's go over here and just have a look.
That's all he has time for in his life?
By the way, this horse, you know what he was doing? He was at a petting zoo with his daughter, and he had made time to tweet at me like 5
Right.
times.
Oh.
He was at a petting zoo with his
There's
daughter.
a lot of real estate in his mind.
Dude, I'm just amused by it, and he's so upset.
You are a piece of fucking garbage.
Come on, Keemstar, give it a rest. He
You're
says,
a fucking hypocrite.
here, he sent me a DM.
Didn't he get banned from YouTube at one point a while back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they like circumnavigated that somehow?
So there's
Yeah.
one, there's two.
You, there's you. Oh my god.
Here's me. Hey, Ethan, want to play Minecraft with me? He retweeted his own tweet because he thought it was good. And it's good. He does that sometimes. He
Oh
says
my
this
God,
one.
so
I said,
many.
which thumbnail should I use? He said this one.
That's a nice picture though.
Yeah, it's cool.
I like the horse with the hat. That was kind of cute.
very
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on his mind a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, then this one at the petting zoo, he goes, the sunset with my daughter here, trying to enjoy time with my daughter reminds me of something. And then he posted this.
Oh, Jesus.
Did he
That's
make
at
that?
least took some
There's
effort.
no way. He
No,
made
no,
that.
someone else
Yeah.
made it.
Yeah.
He
I
posted
see,
it.
I see.
Yeah. So I'm glad that I'm on his mind more than his own fucking daughter.
Apparently, that's really, really
Oh, but that's just the
sad.
tip of the iceberg.
Mhm.
So
I don't understand that. And he's too old to be acting that way.
talk to Keemstar as a teacher. You spend a lot of time with children. Talk to him.
Do and children pick up on everything that their parents do and say. Like
You're a fucking hypocrite.
they do. They do. They really do.
This is a lot of like negativity. Like there's so many like channels on YouTube that really like capitalize on like other people's problems and
Yes.
stuff, and it's like it kind of
It's
makes
a
me
problem.
sad a little bit, you know, like there's
Yeah.
it's like, oh, look at someone's down, like now is my time to like
Garbage.
Yeah,
beat
to
up on
shine.
them, and yeah, exactly, and like that's fine,
Garbage.
but the problem is like when your paycheck is attached to it, then it's like, who am I
Your
going to bully this
incentives,
week?
yeah,
Right. And,
exactly.
Like, that's like, you're allowed to be an ass to people. Like, I don't care. But the problem becomes when it becomes your income. Is like, now I have to be an ass, and I'm gonna like seek out the easiest targets for me to take
Yeah.
down
Absolutely.
because I profit off of it. And it's like,
Mhm.
then you end up with that kind of broken
Garbage.
loop where you're learning
Yeah.
to pick on people.
Absolutely.
Like,
But here's the thing: is like, I ignore like 70% of it,
Mhm.
and I respond to like the 30%, which I think is funny.
right.
Because at this point, the thing about Keemstar is that he's very dangerous because he is relentless,
Mm.
and he will just. He's very vindictive,
feel
and he'll
like-
just say and do anything to.
Yeah.
It
I-
kind
to
of
harm
sees
you.
it as a little game for
Yeah.
him. Like every time you look at his Twitter, every week it's someone else.
I think he's caused
at
a
his
lot
like
of damage.
cross line, but
Yeah.
being on the receiving end, it's so damaging, and it's.
I mean, even like
it really can drive you crazy, and I'm not.
Yeah.
The thing is, he was always bringing up these new crazy things about me, like
Mhm.
that I'm stealing money or that someone said this about, and just making shit up, lying, doing everything.
Right.
And then he's at the point where he literally exhausted everything to the point where he's going back at my old tweets and finding pictures of me with mud on my face from the Dead
Right.
Sea in
Right.
Israel and saying I'm doing blackface.
Right.
So it's like,
So he's spending a lot of time
Dude,
digging
he's
into
spending-
your personal
Well, it's not
life.
just him.
your-
And he's also weaponizing his following.
Right.
With every
Mhm.
tweet, he's showing them like send me more. You
Mhm.
know.
but
So,
yeah, I
It's
think
not a
he's
nice
very
way to
dangerous.
live your life.
He's
That's
dangerous, and he's
something
very, and I think he's very damaging to the community as a whole.
You know, even like there's no like real rebuttal for an accusation. Like even if you completely prove any
Mm.
innocence or anything, like people will always have that in their head. And a lot
Yes.
of people might not even see the rebuttal
Yeah.
because the rebuttal is not so
Yes.
interesting. Like Miranda sings, like
I
she just
followed
dealt
that
with
whole
some
thing.
stuff,
Yeah.
and like it sounded bad from the outside. And I started
Right, I
watching it,
did
like, and
follow
then
that.
it didn't really seem
yeah.
that
Dude.
bad. I didn't really understand what the big hype was. It was just kind of like an
Yeah.
awkward relationship.
Yeah.
with
So this
somebody,
dude, so
and-
she s-
Totally.
So this dude made this video exposing her, and he's like, "Oh, she sent me lingerie when I was
Right.
a kid."
And
I was
that
like, "Oh, that's
sounded
so weird." But when she
Right.
explained it, I was like, "Oh man, he totally fucked her."
Right, because I've like, you know, like when we do stuff, like I'll just send crap to people. Like I've literally
Right,
sent like a piece of
so-
plywood in the mail to
So
somebody.
the line,
That's what she was
It's
doing.
just
the underwear
garbage.
was like part of a
Yeah.
stream, and it wasn't used or anything.
Right.
Which is such a big difference.
Yeah,
Right.
it was
Because
something they
he
just.
said
found.
he said I never even touched it or opened it from the bag, like as if
Right.
this was something that was used
Right.
and is gross.
And I think he'd even like asked for it or wanted it.
did,
or
Yes.
yeah.
something, So
Yes.
it's, you know, like not saying that that was the smartest thing she could have done, but like
Right.
my thoughts
But
before
the
that, like having
difference-
heard it, was much worse than
Yeah.
after the fact. And like
Yeah.
how many people?
And that's what he does. Like he put out a video, which was kind of one of the motivating factors for me making my initial videos. I don't know how much you followed this. Probably not.
No.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
You're better off.
I was teaching online.
Yeah, that's probably the
It's very
That is a
all-consuming.
way less
Yeah.
better use of your time. So he puts out that that I'm stealing money from a collab we did with a video game company
Mhm.
that what I was supposed to donate to charity.
Right.
And I get the guy on the phone and I say,
Did we?
he's like, that's not true. And that video's still up and people still believe it.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I don't think that somebody who's willing to just lie to that capacity,
I feel
who
like
presents themselves as news, is a real danger.
I
So
feel
does
like
YouTube
only
care or like look in any of this? Or it's like I'm assuming he wouldn't be invited to like VidCon.
It's complicated
or...
because I think, you know, like
It's
the instant YouTube
complicated.
starts like pushing buttons behind the scenes, I mean, people lose their mind thinking that you're convincing them to push.
Yeah, I
buttons
took a
behind the
picture with
scenes,
Susan like 2 years
which to me
ago.
is comical because like they don't give a
Right.
they don't care at
Yeah.
all.
They
Like,
think I have Susan on speed dial.
So
No,
that's
like-
only lately, like in the past week or two, I'm starting to understand also that this is kind of dipping into anti-Semitism too,
Mhm.
because all of a sudden I'm getting all these racist comments on my stuff, and then it's like when you connect the dots, they're saying that Ethan is greedy,
Right.
he's always about the money,
Right.
and now he's running
A conspiracy.
a conspiracy behind the scenes with the CEO of YouTube. Like that's
Yeah, and well, if you say that, people will take it wrong. But
I
Keemstar
don't
literally
care how
tweeted.
people will take it.
People,
but these are
well, no,
facts.
Keemstar tweeted out
know?
like 2 days ago. Ethan is the George Soros of YouTube.
Right.
I mean, that is an anti-Semitic conspiracy.
Also, I want a
So
raise if you got
weird.
George Soros money. You could
What's
hook it up.
that?
He wants a raise.
I want to. If you got George Soros money, it's fucking pony up, man.
How much is George
Garbage.
Soros worth?
He's like a multi-billionaire, right?
I don't know anything about him.
I
to be honest.
wish YouTube
George
was more like the
Soros.
early days when everybody was like there was less money involved. People were
Okay,
more like
8 billion.
creative. Like we want to be
Right, nice.
filmmakers. They saw TV and they're like, oh, we want to do skits and special effects and comedy and blah blah blah. I'm like, that's like when I made YouTube videos early on. Like we'd watch like Corridor Digital, Freddie W, Shay Carl, who's sort of I guess fallen from graces in the past couple of years. Kasim G, like all of these genres that are just like having fun and like doing skits and like making content. And it seems like now there's this huge population of content that's just like, what's something that we can shit on?
It's meta content.
Yeah,
It's not real content.
exactly.
Yeah.
And like some of it is more like, like criticisms of pop culture. And I think that stuff is fine. But then you get like the real dark stuff where it's like attacks on people's personalities. And a lot of this stuff ends up being like speculation. I mean, even like the whole thing with iDubbbz, Ian, where you're just like, what is going on?
The simp
yeah.
thing?
The simp.
Like it was
Oh my
just, it was
gosh.
purely entertainment for people. Like nobody
Yeah.
actually cares.
Yeah.
It was like a
It was
Britney
so
Spears
fucked
moment
up.
where they're like, let's just go all in and like watch this spectacle unfold.
So
It was-
insane.
It was so I felt bad for how everyone just was like, who gives a fuck if it doesn't affect anything.
Right.
But I think honestly, I think another problem is that there's like a really large. I think there's some kind of weird political movement online where it's like the people who walk around saying "cuck" that actually think that's funny.
Right.
I mean, people who say "cuck" and "soy boy" unironically. There's a lot of people
Right.
on YouTube, and they're the people that think that iDubbbz is a cuck,
Right.
and they think that is an
I had
actual
to explain
insult.
what
That's a
that
better
was,
word
'cause I
than
didn't know
simp,
what
though,
that
for-
meant.
Like the accusation. Well, because that was like the main accusation was simp, right? And it didn't even make
Yeah.
sense.
Simp doesn't make sense at
Right.
all because
But
he's
people were just
getting
running
it.
with Yeah.
A simp is someone who pays and doesn't get it.
Right.
He doesn't pay and,
And so
gets
it's
it.
just like the whole thing was just like let's light something on fire and watch
Yeah.
what happen.
But cuck also, I guess cuck does make more sense, even though
But not really.
It still doesn't, and it's
it
like,
doesn't really make
doesn't,
any sense
yeah.
either. Yeah, neither of those labels work.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's very strange, and I don't know. Like some days when things go on, and you've never had anything like severe, but
Why don't poke?
I
that
just
hard?
can't imagine having to like live in that fear of like, oh my gosh, like he did nothing, and then all of this happened for no choice.
A lot of
made.
people forget that you're like a real person.
Yeah,
too.
he
And
made
he's-
no choices.
Yeah.
It was his, had nothing to do with.
I've been feeling like that for years,
Yeah.
dude.
Like
Yeah.
meeting Ian for the first time, he's like a drastically different person than you would think.
Yeah.
I think the
Mhm.
problem is like the audience sort of like has, like I
He's
guess
an edgelord.
Yeah,
He's
like-
one of them.
when you're like making a graph in science, you call it like extrapolation, where it's
Mhm.
like you have these 2 points of like what you think is going on, like what you know is going on, and then you just sort of go beyond that. And that's what people have done is they sort of see this thing that Ian is, and they sort of just assume outside of what they've seen, like who he is as a person.
Yeah.
And then when he does something that sort of counters that, or maybe maybe he like changes or learns something new, or had a debate with somebody where he realized maybe he was thinking about something wrong,
Mm.
and then he changed his opinions, and now all of a sudden everybody is like freaking out.
He's not like us.
Yeah.
I think the same thing happened to me is that, like, back in the day, we were doing all these, like, it was really making fun of social justice warriors was,
Right.
like, the fun thing to do.
Hmm.
And there was so much good content, and they were so fun to make fun of. And it's not necessarily a partisan thing, but it did court a lot of very conservative edgelords who actually hate women
Right.
and are actually, I would say, toxically conservative.
Right.
I mean, I'm not. That's not a critique of like conservatism. It's more like people who are like incels and hate women
Mm-hmm.
and think
take it
that
too
people who are
Mhm.
who have are sex workers are like immoral, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so I courted a lot of these people, and I think that's a lot of the people who are angry at me today,
Mhm.
is because I think I did make a conscious effort throughout the past several years to kind of make it very clear that I do not share the same values
Right.
as these people.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. And when you're making content, though, it's just sometimes hard. Like you're trying to be entertaining, and sometimes poking buttons and like poking and stuff like that is entertaining. and then people take it too seriously.
Yeah.
Like it's like consumed literally. Like this is exactly what you think. Like this is not a joke, and then you start like
Right.
filling in the outside of like coloring outside the lines of who that person is,
Mm.
and it just I don't know. They don't realize like at the end of the day, like I have problems too, and like
I'm a
there's stuff
real
I struggle with,
human.
and there's stuff I like
Yeah.
yeah, exactly like. I don't understand half of the stuff I do and how people interpret it. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna try to be creative today and see what happens.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like, well, I think the original like early on when like the first podcast where people are all upset. Like to me, it's like I see that as the same thing. It's like a content production thing. Where it's like we're making content. What do people want to see?
Yeah.
You make a decision, and at the end of the day, people treat it as like some malicious attack where like your intents were to do a bad thing. And it's like, nah, you're just making stuff for people to consume, and sometimes you.
Well,
make
people have
mistakes.
no idea what goes on behind the scenes, no idea what goes into editing, no idea what goes into just making a video. People think you just turn on your camera, you press record, you press stop, you upload it to YouTube. Like that's it. And it's like there's so much more, and that is not well known or really spoken about. And so then the people just demand, and they think that they can just get everything like that. And it's absolutely not the reality of being a YouTuber. I remember when he started it, like I had no idea, and the amount of hours that he puts into things, and like how he works way more than I do, and I have a full-time job. And he works way more than me. He doesn't take breaks. I can barely get him to take like a weekend day off or good, let alone if I'm like, let's go on a vacation. It's my spring break, and he's just like, I have to. No one knows that. You're just
that
not
used
a real
to be asked for a
person.
really long time until we made a conscious decision. Like we got to start taking weekends off. Or
Yeah, we don't work on weekends now.
Yeah. Well, we always work still, like
It's
email
not the
or
same
things
though.
like that. But
I was like, I'm filming
we're
today.
Like, the
Was it-
weekend is off now.
Was it easier for you to? Did you do that before you had your son, or did you
Yeah.
guys do that? As that like transition.
I
when
think
you-
there was a time when we were like going super hard on the grind, and that means like nonstop.
7
You're
days.
working, and then we started to just feel bad all the time,
Right.
and it just got unhealthy.
And it's easy for me to come and say like, honey, you need to take we're gonna take this week and we're gonna do this, or we're gonna go here, or I'm gonna book this, and you don't have a say, because I'm not in it the same way as he is. Like, yes, I'm close to it and I understand, but I have a normal, quote unquote normal job and structure and all this stuff, and he doesn't. So that's, it's a battle, and I'm always trying to. And I think he's more receptive now the longer he's been in it.
Yeah, I feel like I've been like recognizing like issues for a while now, like trying to better separate, because it's like I have such a hard time separating the two. Where it's like, well, I have a thing to do and I have to finish it by this date, so I might as well work on it on Saturday. Because otherwise it's just gonna be more difficult for me to do it on Monday. And then it's like, who makes the rules? Like I make the rules because I'm the one who decides when to do stuff or not do
it's
stuff.
like you do make the rules, but you also don't. Sometimes it feels like because if something is moving and you want to keep it moving, you're just kind of like in that cycle.
Yeah, and it's like,
But-
when you're employed, I feel it's easy to be like, I don't really want to go to work today, and then when you leave work, you're like, yeah, fine, I'm not at work anymore.
Okay,
But
you
doing
like
this stuff-
physically left work.
Yeah, like there's no way of like displacing. Like the very like few times I've sort of felt like I could stop thinking about it. Like even if I'm being unproductive, like I can't stop thinking about it. Like it just
Yeah.
doesn't stop.
But
It's like-
yeah, you do have to work on that because burnout is
Right.
a real thing.
Right.
And if you want to be in it for like the long picture,
Right.
then
And that's like what I feel like the past like I feel 2 years is sort of like trying to figure it out. Like how do we figure it out? How do we figure it out? And it was like just haven't quite figured
It's
it out.
okay
it takes
though,
time.
because you want to keep the momentum going.
Yeah.
Right.
With
Right.
YouTube's kind of an insidious bitch
Yeah.
because it requires
The
it
grind.
requires
You
a
have
certain
to-
amount of you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then your like family and friends, or your partner, you suffer too, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on this ride whether I like it or
Oh, yeah.
not.
Right.
Because
Right.
I'm with you, and
Yeah.
we support each other, and
Shit.
we're a team.
Also, it's kind of funny because in the videos, it almost looks like everyone's just having fun and like
Oh, yeah.
everything's, like so
Right.
thrown together. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
but your actual life is like nothing
Right.
like that.
You're sitting
you
at a
spend
computer all
zero
Right.
time with
Exactly,
friends.
yeah.
You don't socialize.
Yeah.
You don't go out.
You're seeing
You
a
don't even have a
snippet.
weekend.
Like we did.
And then people tell you
Exactly.
don't complain because you
Right.
have the best job ever.
And like
Which is true,
sometimes
but,
it
you know.
is like, and like you get those pockets, and,
Right.
like the stuff that you show people is like, okay, how do I set up a situation where you are having fun? And I think like the example I can think of right now, we filmed something the other day over Discord, which was pretty fun. But when we did the vacuuming video where we had all the Roombas or knockoff Roombas doing like the competitions, like I had like 6 or 7 people at the house, like just other YouTube channels, and it was a total like shit show. But in my mind, I'm trying to figure out like, okay, like what do we have to do to sort of make this feel fulfilling, right? Like, because the idea I started with at the beginning was to just have a bunch of pudding and like put the vacuum cleaner through it and just see what happens. But then, is that the whole video? It's like, what if it's a contest, you know? And then the whole time I'm sitting there, I'm like, is this too stupid? Like, it is stupid.
I know
I know that
But then
feeling too well.
you set up the situation and you just are there and your friends, and like, you know, during a lot of it you're laughing and having fun, but like there's still a lot of stress of like, I need to like figure out how to make this happen because I have everybody here.
Yeah.
And like, I don't want to waste their time. At the end of the day, if I come out with nothing, and like we tried to use an editor for that video, and the first cut I got back from them, I like shit my pants. Oh, this is horrible.
Yeah,
like this
I know
is
that
so,
too.
Gee, it's so bad because they focused on the vacuum cleaners. I'm like, that's not the interesting part. The part is like this,
the dynamic.
this
with
horrible
all of these
situation we've set
people.
up where we have, you know, putting on a carpet and just absolute chaos, you know, in a house, like, and that's, you know, what the final edit sort of focuses on instead of the actual like
and
how
he
many
does
Cheerios
all of
came
the
back.
editing, and he's I can't even count how many people he's tried to have edit, and it just doesn't work. And so that's, again, people have no idea how much time goes into editing.
Yeah,
and
editing's so
It's the worst part.
It's a lot.
It's the absolute worst part. And a lot of times, like, I'll film stuff after the fact to like fill in the gaps, or like this is like when I had her cut my hair, like I filmed it, and like it's like the most boring part of the video is the actual haircut. Like people don't realize it. Like
but
the
then
title,
you
they
get
click on
comments that's like, you know, something rude or whatever, like with Ian, where they're like simp and this and that, and you're like, all this work that I've done, it's just like that's what it gets boiled down to, is this mean comment, because you can't help but, you know, not necessarily fixated on that, but when everyone is just like throwing it at you and tweeting and this and that, it's like,
Do you notice
oh
how
my
like a
gosh.
mean comment has like 100 times the power of
Yeah.
a nice comment?
Yeah, of course.
It's the worst.
And I was always just like,
I mean, I for the most part don't read comments anymore.
I poke through them just to be careful, but like
I don't look at
my
anything.
like I've even sort of had to like really nail down this like train of thought of like, if I see a comment that really gets me going, because sometimes people will just like, they'll find like the little crack and then they like
a weak
they got
spot.
lucky. They found that weak spot that you're already thinking about.
Something that you think about
Right.
back of your mind and you wouldn't,
You know, because like one of the things would be like, you know, like, the original videos on my channel are like very like science oriented, and I just have been sort of deviating because it tends to be a lot of work to do those videos, and it's like there's a lot of other stuff going on I'm trying to deal with in my life. And so, you know, when I see people say stuff like that, it's just like, oh, it's so frustrating, especially if they're mean about it. And if I ever have like the energy to want to reply to them, where I'm just like, I want to say like, you know, F you, I'll try to direct that and find some people who are like being nice and like reply to them instead.
That's great.
Like, because that's who deserves it. Like, that's the people who make your
You
life
should totally
the best.
do that.
And the mean ones, you know, are like, they just makes you.
I stopped looking at it like years and years ago because I'm like, don't be mean about that.
My mom used to sort of text me like, this person's being a jerk to you, and I'm like, Mom,
His
don't look at the
mom
comments.
Is his #1 fan, by the way, and she like gets really mad because, you know, YouTube, like they'll turn off the alarms sometimes, like notifications, and she's like, your video was up and I didn't know? She's like, I wake up to be the first one to watch it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And on her breaks at work, she'll put it on silent and just replay it.
Oh my
She's
God.
So cute.
Wow.
Epic.
She's like his #1
Mom's
fan.
legit.
Biggest supporter.
Dude, that's
She's
what's
like
up.
all the stuff I bought him as a kid, the breadboards, and there are all these like things that he
I
was
wish
like,
my mom ran
I
my
think my
videos
dad
on
thinks I'm a
you.
loser though, so it balances.
Yeah, his dad thinks that
Really?
he's you know, needs to get a normal job. I think not.
I think you're doing pretty good now.
Yeah.
I don't think you can hate anymore.
Yeah.
No, he can't, but he's still. You know,
He's the hater.
He doesn't
He had
understand
to-
as much. His mom has always been like the #1, but his mom was also from Sweden, so.
Once you say that, like, oh yeah, it pays the bills and stuff, then they're just like, oh, I don't understand it, but okay. My mom though has just been like super excited.
She's like, all of my family are engineers, and so is my son. And
yeah. I don't know. I just
Where do you get all these shirts?
send them.
Oh,
Or,
really?
like,
okay,
so it
combination.
it started with my sister.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So my sister would like for Christmas or birthday, she would give me cat shirts.
Because she didn't know what to get him.
Those are really good. Like,
Yeah.
as someone who has a background in clothing with Ela, like, that's a really nice print.
I think I have like all of the possible cat shirts that exist.
I think so
I
too.
mean,
Every time I was like,
He
well,
has in our his cat shirts take over 2 drawers, and I had to put them in the office because
Wow.
there's so many of them. Like, okay,
Do you make
I
a
love that.
do you make a conscious selection or do you just grab? whatever?
Depends.
If something that I know I have fits, like if you're doing something that involves like electricity, like I've got one with like there's like lightning.
Right.
But
Or when you
sometimes
did,
you
like,
just have
a-
to pick whatever.
You were doing something. It was like a 4th of July, like last year.
Yeah, then you
I
got
think.
like like one where the cat's got sunglasses.
It says, like, a
the reflection of
Meowica.
the American flag, and the sunglasses.
So I also do buy. So I'll buy ones if I see them that are like a specialty. So I definitely contribute to the issue. But I would say 70% of them are
Percent
sent
by
to
people.
him
That's amazing.
by
That's great.
fans
It's awesome.
or.
That's a nice shirt. I
Free
mean,
clothes.
Yeah.
I just got to
Really
figure out
good.
to turn them into pants, and I don't have to buy any clothes.
I
Guys,
gotta
send
make
me
you a
pants
cat
and
shirt.
underwear.
Yeah.
Need mountains.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're going for about 2 hours.
Wow.
Is there anything else to discuss?
Quick.
I'd like to see you hit that meat mountain in your pocket.
It really sticks out quite a bit.
That's so gross.
And do you have I mean,
So lumpy.
I know you can't be happy with the hair situation.
Oh, I hate it.
My mom
I-
keeps asking if she can come.
His
What?
mom came over the next day because I sent a picture with her haircutting kit and was like, "Let me fix this," and he was like, "No."
So I hate getting my haircut. And we found this.
Are you embarrassed to go out in public like that?
No.
No,
he's not.
dude, I stopped caring a long time ago.
You start to feel like probably the first time it was embarrassing, but
Yeah.
now it's like
Now I just
this
don't
is just
care.
me.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what are they gonna do? Stay away from me? So
Right.
we found a girl that would.
You look like
cut
you
our
have
hair.
coronavirus.
I may have at one point.
Yeah.
And she was going. She watched the videos and she like came to the park one day. We were filming a thing there, and I put out a thing on
Yeah.
Twitter like, "Come to the park and help us with this." And she was like going to like hairdressing school. And so
Yeah.
then I basically would pay her to come to the house and cut our hair when we were
Mhm.
living at the last house.
Yeah.
And then
You
she
like asked. You
moved.
weren't like me. You were like, "Hey, would it be okay? Because I'm really bad at." He's
Right.
so bad at scheduling. Like it's so hard to get him because he's always like working, doing stuff. It's so hard. So she was like, "Yeah, that'd be awesome." So she would come over and
Like
do it.
yeah, like one
But-
day she came and like cut like half the people like three.
Yeah.
Three people there.
There was like 4 guys.
I think actually Ian was at the house.
Ian,
He got a haircut?
you,
And yeah, we all got a haircut
Wow.
like
Michael,
funny.
John. Yeah.
My mom's she's retired, but she used to be a hairdresser. So
Did she cut your hair?
yeah,
Yeah.
because otherwise I'm not gonna go travel
No.
to a
He-
barber.
well,
I mean, it's insane. It's like
his
it's so much
mom-
effort.
It's
Yeah.
Cut his hair
not
growing up.
insane.
It's insane.
And then yeah,
I just don't like doing it.
You need a buzzer though, because you just buzz the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like what? You can't save this. The sides are like to the scalp.
Well, she did that.
So what?
Okay,
So get him.
Don't say she did that. He said for this video I want a mullet, and I'm like, okay. So then if you'll
just
in
do
the
a
video,
mohawk?
in the video I gave him a mullet, and he's like, no, make it shorter on the sides because I did short. I'm like, yeah, business. And he's like, no, shorter. So I'm like, okay.
I was
I don't
thinking-
know how to use it, and I just
She did what you wanted.
Accidentally-
I bought pink hair dye too, but I wanna.
no.
I wanna show the picture.
Correction. He
bought.
said the only way he would shave his beard because I hate it so much. He's had it since quarantine.
The beard is rough.
I hate
for
it.
sure.
He said the only way he'll shave it is if I buy hot
No.
pink dye.
Oh, is that what you wanted?
Yeah.
That's fucking.
No.
That is the craziest
It's
shit, bro.
disgusting.
That is disgusting. That is.
But I bought the
disgusting.
pink dye the next day because he said I'll shave it if I can dye it
What
pink.
about
And the
you-
next day I bought it. It's been sitting there for weeks.
So what's happening? You seen the one where they do the ring around the head too? That
Yes.
one's awesome.
Yeah.
Wait, let me pull that up.
Oh no! Don't give him ideas.
That one is really cool. Well, he
There's,
can't do it
There's
currently.
a guy on the vlog squad, It's Joe. I don't
Sure.
know exactly how you say it. He's done a bunch of wild hairstyles like that.
Has he done this?
He's
one?
my role model for bad hair. I think he did do the loop. Let me look at his Instagram.
Here, this is the one that I love. This one. Dude, isn't that fucking amazing?
No, it's not amazing.
I don't think I
think-
can do that.
I think
So awful.
Oh, gross.
He's got like really low neck hair because that is a really
I
complete
Yeah, you
think
just
circle.
I
doesn't-
think I can do that. No.
Yeah,
No.
you have to grow in the sideburns.
William.
though.
Yeah, the
No.
sideburns we did it this morning. I should have
Ethan,
left.
fully open it because it's blocked by the picture-in-picture.
But if so they fucked up their. If I click it, it will go to some random website.
Oh God! All right, I guess we get the idea.
You get the idea?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
get the
no,
idea, and I'm not happy that William has that.
And then
idea.
the other one that I like is
Yeah, this is totally
No.
possible, Chelsea.
Uh-oh.
what was the one you showed me? I want to show the audience.
just
the,
because it's
Oh, okay.
possible.
How do you,
it's like the double ring,
yeah.
double
Hey,
ring
I feel
beard.
like it looks kind of like Homer Simpson. Honestly,
Maybe just type like awful beard.
That ain't it. Yeah.
Or
I
amazing
think I
beard.
just looked up, terrible beards or something.
These are just poor dudes who are getting clowned on for having weak facial hair.
Conan O'Brien.
That was not the idea.
Yeah, why is Conan getting clowned on? This is 23 hot dudes with bad facial hair. Fuck you. His beard looks great.
Just like a
Yeah,
normal
what?
beard.
That
normal.
looks well manicured. How
William's
dare you?
beard normally looks like that. This is not normal.
Yeah, that I can approve.
Wait,
I hate
and
it.
crazy
And
beard.
it like
It just-
put it on my face.
It's like too much room for like dirt and food.
food.
Meat
Yeah.
Mountain.
And it's
Here,
Mountain.
here,
stinky.
Superman.
Oh, that.
What the fuck? Here.
That's so good.
You would see. You couldn't
They
do
need
that
more
by
neck. They
yourself
need
though.
more
You'd
neck
have
for
to
that.
go to someone.
Yeah, that's a
And
professional.
I know he'll
right?
never do that. So yeah, sure, do it, babe.
Oh, this dude put a bird cage around his head. With,
That can't be real.
it is real.
What?
No.
Yeah, it's real.
How?
Gross.
It's real, bro.
Well, you don't know.
No, I've seen this. They had a competition.
Yeah, but how do you?
No, it's
Is it-
not real.
It's real. I'm
I
telling
know the
you.
video that you're talking about, and that video is fake. So
Dan, you don't know.
Oh.
I do know.
That's a bird cage beard, dude.
So
Where's the ring beard?
It's awesome. Here's another photo. Tell me it's not real.
They just cackle.
Tell me this isn't real.
I mean, that one maybe is real. Maybe this was inspired by that fake video that you're referring
How?
to.
I'm
and
not
then somebody
referring
did
to
it
a
for
fake
real.
video.
You
Then
said
you,
the
like-
You don't know what I'm
competition. The
talking
guy
about.
with the
He's even
guy
got
in the
mustache
competition
on
with
his
the bird
jacket.
cage. That video is fake.
I mean, I refuse to believe this isn't real.
I'm
I think
super
the jacket
uncomfortable
is
with
kinda
this because
selling.
William, I can see like little.
The gears are turning.
Yeah, he is.
Hey.
William is
No,
way
that
too
the only thing that
excited.
really gets me
Woo!
excited is the.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That guy
That's
with the
hilarious.
mustache.
This one?
That's too
You
much
have too many
long-term
moles on your
commitment.
head to shave it too. You
What the fuck
can't
is
do
this?
it.
What is this?
It's just a
A
poop.
squirrel?
Why does his face look so round?
That looks Photoshop. That's
Oh, it's
these
a
are.
squirrel.
that's a
Oh,
squirrel.
okay.
That's
I get it.
definitely Photoshop.
I didn't know what I was looking at.
That's funny.
Money
It kind
sign?
of looks like
Looks like a mugshot.
like Homer Simpson. I think the one that he showed you, the way that it kind of makes. It look
I'm
like a
trying to
cartoon.
find it because I want to show.
Yeah.
Oh, is that Keemstar? The darker the beard, the more evil.
That's the Look, the beard doesn't match
That
the
looks
hair.
fake.
Look, oh, you can.
Fake.
Keemstar's beard looks fake too. It just looks like ink black. That does look
Yeah.
fake. That's
Dark.
got to be fake.
Well, that's why I was asking his age, so he probably just died.
Question mark? That's a good one. I'm impressed with some of these, man.
What's the longest you've grown your beard out?
Dude, not long, cause
Because you can grow a beard.
yeah, but once it gets like a little longer than this, it just gets so disgusting
curly.
and
Yeah.
curly.
There's a threshold. Like I think once you get like a couple weeks beyond that, it starts to like escape the.
I've never escaped the atmosphere.
You
of my
also
hair.
William looks like
Do you
he has
stop him from
instantly
doing
gained
it?
20
Yeah, I don't
pounds
like
with his
it.
beard.
Every time I like let it go and then trim it, people always compliment my weight. They're like, "Oh, you lost weight." And I'm like, "Yeah."
Because it's like think about a lot of the stuff in YouTube.
Right.
It's like here, it's like you look like you
Oh.
just gained a lot of weight.
Have you guys seen this? Watch this.
Oh,
Can you see it, Dan?
Yeah, we see.
He's
It's a great TikTok.
It's my favorite.
What's his TikTok?
Oh, this is an oldie.
It's an oldie.
Kinda looks
I haven't
like
seen
my
that
old
one in a long
boss.
time.
I think he's in court or something. He's
God.
like a
Yeah, it's like
criminal.
in
Why did he bring a lighter?
Oh, and
Is
I
he
love how he
pleading
pops his
insanity
teeth
or
out.
something, and the
it
attorney
makes
was
me
like,
feel like
"Okay,
my
so what are you
teeth
gonna
are
do
gonna
is
come out.
yeah, pop
well,
your
those
teeth out
are
and light your
clearly
beard on fire."
dentures.
Yeah, it's just a party.
But they're
trick.
really bad dentures.
Yeah, look how his
too.
dentures are all fucked up. Like I think make the dentures look
yeah,
nice.
just the fake teeth are bad.
Like, damn.
Like you could.
Oh, here you go.
Oh.
Yes.
Ooh.
People
I
did
can't-
that. People did that when because William posted a picture or something and said like, if you do this, I'll put it in the next video, and people definitely sent him pictures.
Oh man, that's crazy.
think it
And
goes
with
all
the
the way down?
cutoffs.
Ooh. This
Well,
old
that's
guy.
disgusting. Something gross.
I'm trying to find the one you showed me, man. Oh, why? What in the fuck?
Yeah, that's-
That one
I hate that.
disturbs me. I hate.
What about like ring beard? Maybe no. I don't know. How do you search for that? What is the name of the style?
I don't
Let
know.
me try ring beard.
Unfortunately, I
find the-
did
yeah,
find
no.
it, or maybe I put bad.
Bad beards.
can-
They're
I
just
can-
clowning on poor Conan O'Brien.
I can give you the description on the Instagram page that it's on.
Yeah, give me.
Okay, so the account, ugly design without any spaces.
Wait, I'm just okay. Let's go. Let's do it. Ugly.
I just realized we never went back to JK.
JK.
Space,
JK
new start,
Raffle.
New aesthetic.
JK.
New
flopping.
Start, new aesthetic.
Okay. New start. New aesthetic. New life, baby.
Oh, I think I found it.
Did you
Oh.
find it? Oh, that's weird.
Oh, those cigarettes on her. Oh.
Oh, that's a good look.
Oh, gross. Oh, are those tone? I can't look at that.
Dan said, and
I
it
put
said,
in Discord.
the bat.
okay, Dan found it.
I can't look.
What
at
did you
that.
search for?
Oh, I just went to that page you were talking about.
Oh, okay.
Is this it?
Oh.
Oh,
That's
so
probably the most
That's
disgusting
so disturbing.
shit ever.
It's so good. I don't know what.
New start, new aesthetic, baby.
I found this picture as like after he did where he shaved right here. I was like, oh,
So
look at how
good.
gross this one is. Like thinking, haha. And then he was like, I'm gonna do that.
I
Next.
think you could do it.
Yeah, I think a lot of dudes could do that one actually.
because even if you have a patchy beard, it
You
doesn't
just
look-
kind of
It also looks like he has no chin.
right.
That's terrible.
I fucking hate this. Yeah,
And
this is the worst cut ever.
Long, kind of ratty hair.
Do you have anything about J.K. ruffling?
Bowling.
Well, I mean, I did find a tweet, but that was a pretty long like saga of, and then she wrote a whole blog post that was really long. I don't
Yeah,
know
I
if we
guess
really
it's
want
a
to.
whole thing.
All
into
right.
it.
Yeah.
Dumbledore was gay. How do you feel about that?
Great.
Great.
I mean, that was
I
obvious
didn't
from
care.
yeah.
What
Was
did
it
you? What
obvious?
did you call it?
I felt like it was
Really? What evidence was there that Dumbledore was gay?
just like the way that he treated everyone. His like
I
and
never
mean, like, with
imagined
his
a-
compassion, just the way he was so accepting of
never
all like
crossed my
the
mind.
Yeah, it never crossed my mind his sexuality.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think
I-
about it either.
It
I picked
didn't-
up on it in the scene when he sucked Snape's dick.
Oh yeah.
I just think like his acceptance and stuff. It was something that was when it came out. It was like I was like I feel like I did know that, but then I'm like, oh no, I guess it didn't say anything. And
So was there anyone else that they've changed sexuality post or
I don't
made
think
clear? It
so.
was just Dumbledore's gay.
well, she just made it like I think there was a question. People were like, oh, is this true or is this not true? And she's like, yeah, no, it is.
I feel like you get a
Mm.
couple of those maybe, but like if you start like changing a bunch of stuff after, or like start like clarifying things after the fact, it's like just let the books be the books.
I wouldn't comment
because
on
she
that.
does
yeah.
Yeah.
extensive
Mhm.
like the Pottermore, like she does extensive background and additional information and all that
Oh.
that's
Mm.
been going on for years.
Is
so.
she the richest woman in the world?
No, it's Jeff Bezos' wife or ex.
Oh yeah, from the
Oh.
divorce.
And it instantaneously.
Isn't that awesome?
Isn't that crazy? You
Wait.
get half of somebody's money and you're still like.
I don't even
Actually,
think
we
she
were
got half.
just talking about that the other night.
Was it more than half or
right?
less than half?
It was less.
Okay.
I think she got like 30 billion. It's fucking
Oh my
awesome.
I bet you they could have gotten more.
But like probably the richest.
Or she
woman
should have got a better
that's
lawyer.
So
self-created.
much money.
So what does that mean? Because the lawyer gets a cut of that, right?
Looks like the richest woman in the world is actually the Walton.
Walmart.
Yeah, the Walmart
Oh.
heiress.
What do you do with
Oh.
30
It
billion?
goes on the cover. Jeff Bezos'
Oh,
ex-wife.
They put her in the
There you go.
top 10 maybe? Is that what happened?
the
Yeah,
top- the
she's
top 10
looks
richest,
like
yeah.
number 4.
Man, that's a fucking settlement right there, boy. Alice.
Alice Wall.
Oh, she's rich as fuck. That
What do you
woman's
right.
What do you do with $54 billion?
I have no idea.
steal fucking
Like,
healthcare
right.
from low-paid workers.
like that boggles my mind. Like
Yeah.
this creep. Like people are so like disassociated from.
But especially Walmart, it's like, dude, you don't even give you cut people's hours so that they don't have full-time
Yeah.
employment and they live on food stamps.
There was a post
Yep.
on Reddit yesterday of a T-shirt. They I don't know if it was one Walmart or was a corporate thing that they gave to their employees, and it was like what's the flag statue where they're lifting the flag up like the soldiers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Iwo Jima.
Did
Marines.
you see? There's like the Walmart interpretation of it where it shows like the doctors, the
yes.
EMT firefighters, and then the
Lifting the Walmart flag.
Yeah, the Walmart vest like lifting the American flag, and it's like oh,
They posted that.
an employee.
Pull that up. Oh, an employee posted that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
Yeah, it was awful.
it looks real.
L'Oreal, man, hair products is what's up,
wow.
dude.
$50 billion.
I would not have thought of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Like,
what do you
Damn.
how do you make your life better with $50 billion?
I don't know. Their shampoo's bomb though. They got that fruity ass shampoo.
Oh, I hate that.
Well, you obviously don't know what you're talking about because she's worth 50 billion.
Yeah.
I don't
Like
like
your
it.
hair looks kind of like
Her hair
a
is
little
kinda
tattered
black.
anyways. It's like
Or, yeah, she's got some loose ends there. What do you call that?
little split.
Split ends?
She got split ends for sure.
Loose ends.
Wait, this is a this is a really bad endorsement for her shampoo.
Yeah.
I don't think they do only shampoo though.
I think they do probably do beauty.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I don't think the Koch family,
What are they?
Wow.
38 Billy. What do these fuckers do?
The-
Oil?
The Koch family. Koch.
The Koch family?
Yeah, I got you.
The cock.
What do they do? They sell oil?
Oh, does it say underneath?
Why
Yeah,
are there
good point.
so many billionaires? You would think.
No.
What do you do? What do you even do with that money?
The Coke Industries involved in the manufacturing of petroleum, chemicals,
Yes,
energy,
oil.
fiber, polymers. They're in the polymer business.
Polymer.
It's all oil. It's all oil.
Yeah, I
really.
guess
Love
that's yeah, it sounds
polymer.
like it.
What's the Delphine mystery box?
Oh, she spit in a
Oh.
jar and sent it to us.
Actually,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to smell it?
No.
We occasionally get it out
No.
and smell it.
I want to.
It was a big mistake last time. I definitely don't
No.
recommend
No, William, you're done. You're done.
I'm kind of curious.
No, your curiosity is done.
The spit of an internet legend is in that
Yeah.
box.
Stop.
There's
You made me look at
also-
like
See,
videos
this
of
is
that.
like this is the grounding that I need in my
Yeah.
life.
Wait.
Yeah,
You made
right.
me watch that stupid
Right.
bathwater one, and I was like, no.
Oh, well,
You're
so
done
she,
with internet for today.
There's
So-
also belly lint in there if you want.
Really?
from Skippy the
from
Virgin,
Skippy the Virgin.
we have a jar of his
a lot
belly
of
button.
bodily
Something
fluids
for the
and stuff.
ladies as well.
When she was doing the bathwater, we were coming up with all sorts of ideas, and I think we had ideas that other people did where they were testing the water. But I'm like, what if you made like a pot of mac and cheese with it?
That's a good idea. You know
were
what?
there. We just
I
everyone
was
coming up
there,
with
and
ideas.
I was like, shut it down, shut it down.
You know what I
No.
tried to do? I tried to get her to fart in a jar and send it to me.
she wouldn't do that.
No, she sent a
She sent
spit
a spit.
instead. Because I was like, that'd be awesome.
Oh my god.
Mackenzie Bezos.
Yep. Oh my
Crushing
gosh,
it.
36.
Jacqueline Mars. Who's that? Mars bars?
Oh.
Candy. What?
Oh.
Dude, that Mars
No
money is
way.
crazy.
That's crazy. And then
$35
pet
billion
food?
dollar candy.
Oh, wait.
Is it kind of funny that they make pet food and
yeah,
Mars
I
bars?
wonder what pet. Like, I wonder what name. It must be some like one of the big brands.
Let's see.
Yeah. Wow. 24.7
Wow.
billion.
that explains why Mars bars taste like
You-
dog food?
Do you think that much money would make your life worse?
Um,
Like, do you think it would bring?
I think at a certain point of wealth, like once you cross a billion, or not, I mean billions, like
You couldn't
ungodly.
trust anyone that likes you for you. It's all just gonna be. I feel like it would just be super like
I don't know.
disingenuous.
I
the
really, I couldn't even
relationship.
empathize with being that rich.
It
Yeah.
feels like you see all the stories of people winning the lottery and it just like destroys their life.
Yeah, because they have no
Right.
systems in
Right.
place to
But
handle
then
that.
think of like the fact that you're so wealthy that you have to have systems in place to handle that. You know.
Yeah,
That,
you have to have systems to even get that far
Right.
in business.
Just like who do you how do you have like genuine relationships with people, or it like forces you to like only have relationships with like a certain like class of people who are closer to
I
you?
think there's a lot of that, for sure.
Like I even feel weird, doing the YouTube stuff because like I still consider myself like a normal person, and like occasionally someone will like recognize you on the street, but people will talk to me, and there's always like this suspicion or this kind of like like hesitation of knowing in my mind how I perceive people on YouTube back in the day, and like being careful with how I communicate things to them or like what I say, because it's almost like you're giving them a bunch of like information that they,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Like it's almost weird, like sometimes.
Yeah, there's definitely that level of I mean, that's kind of just
Like it's harder to
one of the
break down
pitfalls.
to people and be more of a human. Like your defensive walls
You
are
do,
up
yeah.
way more frequently. And
And I
Right.
am to like constantly like I really think about what I'm saying because of the fact that I'm not like exclusively in YouTube, right? It's like it's what my husband does, and people will ask me things, and at first you kind of think it's innocent, and you're just like talking, having a conversation, be like, oh wait, this is really personal. Like I can't, and I'm very aware of it at this point. This is more early on, but you can't. It's
Mhm.
I can't tell you all these things. I can't tell you about people that he's close to their friends just because it is. You can't. It's a trust thing,
Yeah.
too.
I mean, it's kind of just one of the pitfalls, right?
Yeah.
But it gets worse the
yeah.
higher you
Right.
go.
And like that
Definitely.
terrifies me. Like we've still had not like super bad problems, but it's like when people call you, like that sucks. Like it just sucks. It sucks for everybody. It sucks for them.
I don't even
but-
answer my phone anymore
Yeah.
unless I know who it is.
But if you're like
It-
expecting someone to call and you
I
don't know what
know.
the number is going to be, and you
Yeah.
I
pick
don't
up,
answer.
It
It fucks
happens
my
to
life
me
up.
so many times we miss deliveries or.
Really?
Yeah, I just don't answer calls
Because I don't
anymore.
answer.
I don't.
Yeah, see, I made me think today, like, we just had our roof done, and he's like, oh, I need to call you for something today, but I don't have the number. Like, they call from a different number, not the company one. And I'm like,
It's a huge gamble when
don't-
you answer an unknown
yeah,
call.
it is.
Right.
I get very anxious.
Right.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I
know a
haven't
lot
had
of people
it
have
happen
two
too
phones.
often.
Yeah.
I don't want to carry two phones
That's
with
and then
me.
Yeah.
it just
Yeah.
That's the life, baby. You made it.
yeah.
It gets worse. That aspect gets worse, but you get used to it. But I'm obviously, but like
Right.
this.
You guys have had it, I think, probably the worst of some of the people. Like,
Yeah. I mean, as bad as you can on just being a YouTuber.
yeah.
Mhm.
Although we don't have stalkers, like nobody wants to fuck me, so I think that
That's-
it.
Man,
That's a
dude,
word bad.
I've heard.
But do
there's some
you have to
horror
deal with, or there's
stories.
people that like want to get your?
No one wants to fuck me.
Well, I'm like, are people?
I
trying
think people want to
find
fuck
out?
you, but I think the fact that we're married and have a kid
Right.
Yeah.
makes the
But people get
intensity weird.
obsessed with, you can't control when someone is obsessed. And
But I'm not a heartthrob. Like there's like these single men and women who are like heartthrobs and
Right.
they play up into that angle. So I think
Yeah.
that's another angle that's
Yeah.
probably creepy.
I definitely am glad that I'm not
You
like a
don't
young.
have-
I think you're a
female YouTube.
heartthrob,
I
but
don't
you're
know about
married.
That. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think people think
you
I'm.
never had it.
That's. I mean, look at this.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you.
I would stalk you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's not. Yeah, the only people that would stalk him are going to be like kids that are like.
Science nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's never really.
It's
It's
not.
always just kind of like we've actually seen kids sort of approach the house too, and they almost like realize at that point, like, oh, this is not a good idea.
I've gone too far.
Like they realize what they've done, and they start to get those feelings of like I'm approaching a stranger when they start thinking about like how am I gonna what am I gonna say, what am I gonna do, what am I-
Yeah.
and they're like actually this is a bad idea. And they
I think the only people that have actually approached the house, ring the doorbell or whatever, come to the house to talk to me are people who are not. I don't mean this as an insult, but it's just an observation. It kind of has to be true is that they have some kind of something, some kind of
Wrong. or they're
Mhm.
really young. That was sort of like the one
Like
we
some
were
sort of like mental
really
health
young.
issues.
Yeah.
yeah. Like I would say.
Where they don't think that that's a strange.
I
Then
think
maybe-
a lot of them have some level of autism
Mhm.
where they don't understand.
They can't put the
Yeah,
like,
they
They're
don't-
not
social situation
understanding the
together.
social cues of
Right.
like, oh, this
Exactly.
isn't okay to do.
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Because they'll come up to you and they're super nice and they act like they don't understand that anything's wrong with this,
Right.
and they're really nice.
Right.
Kind of like a kid. Like when a kid does, like they don't get a lot of.
But it's like, dude, it's like
Right.
cool to meet you, but
It's like
you
an
know you
like,
can't do
you
this.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like
and
you,
then
you ever feel like people are kind of like someone's looking at you from the corner, like if you're at the grocery store.
yeah, always,
thing, and it's
always,
like,
always.
Are they like, do I smell bad or do they? Like,
No, they know who you are.
come up
Yeah.
to you, and sometimes it's just like random. You like they have no idea. Just you had like a weird feeling for some reason.
Or you go to
They
like
know you.
VidCon, although it got canceled. Or
Oh, I've
whatever it is
never-
this year.
You went to VidCon?
We've
Yeah.
gone,
Oh.
and I get really hounded because they won't want to necessarily go to him because especially if he's doing something or they can see, and I'm kind of standing, I'm like, I'm the wife, clearly,
That's
got
fine.
his shit with me and
Mm-hmm.
all this stuff, and they're like, 21 questions about William. And I have to be really again. I have to be
because
super
she's not used to that
careful
because like it's like you're just normal people, but when you're
Yeah.
concentrated like in an area that's
because they want to know like as a child and and all
As a
just all,
child?
like
Holy
all these
shit.
questions, and it's super like genuine that what they want to know, but then you're like, oh, this is a lot
And it's
of
very
information here, so then you have to skirt the
it's very unusual. You feel rude when you're like, hey, I can't
Right.
tell you that.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
But you never would do that in your normal day life. It's very
Right.
strange.
Well, because she's not like been trained to like put the walls up, kind of to
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
protect her, be careful of like what.
And I
you're
think I've
saying.
gotten like you get used to it,
Right.
but again, it's like it's not like you make your first YouTube video and it happens overnight. It's a very gradual and slow thing, and we don't go. We used to go to one grocery store, and that was like every time guaranteed we went
Yeah.
there. Every
That
single
was it was
time.
always pleasant experiences.
It was
though.
always positive,
Yeah.
but I mean, I scream at William a lot when he's doing stupid things, which is very often.
Are you-
So like
Oh,
in public, people are like, "Oh my gosh!" Like,
really?
if he's doing something, I mean, I'm just
right in
like,
the shopping cart.
yeah,
Let me
like
go.
stop it, like William, get off and get the whatever.
Have we ever had a fight? We've had maybe a couple times fights in public, but I think we're both very aware of like we can't.
Yeah.
We gotta we gotta keep
Yeah.
this
It
together
happened
for now.
once, and
Yeah.
I told you. I said you can't do that right now.
Yeah. Just keep it
We're
together.
at the park. We're doing that.
Yeah, and I was probably mad at you for a very valid
You
reason.
fucked up,
Yeah,
idiot.
I probably did something, but I was like, you can't.
Yeah, but just
Yeah.
hold it together
And
for
he's like,
like.
"There's and they have cameras." I'm like,
No, I know.
"Well,
you
get in
don't-
the car and then we'll talk to you."
Just yell at me in the car. Yeah, just hold it.
he was like, "Thank God that we're here." He's like, "Let me run out of the car and go to the safety of these people." I'm like,
We need
are-
guys like us need carers.
Yes. Oh my God, you have no idea. I'm not a very responsible adult. I get about. half the things done
I have
that
no
get done.
visual cue that would lead me to believe that.
Yeah. I sort of.
Nothing
I do
about
things,
you that would lead me to
and I
believe
deal
that.
with the consequences later.
Okay, so he's a responsible adult in in certain things. Like he's really responsible with finances. Like even like before you two, like he would take care of our taxes. Like he's really responsible with like certain specific.
That's a good one.
things. So
That's
it's
a
not
really
like
good
he's
one.
completely irresponsible. He's really.
I won't do my laundry though.
Yeah,
I'll just
that-
let it.
But that-
I'll let
that's-
Bill build
That's
build.
just different
Ethan
levels
too.
of care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I will go until I'm out of underwear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
that's
and
Hila
exactly.
doesn't find
when
that
we
acceptable.
first started
Yeah,
dating,
that's-
he would
right.
go to
Yeah.
the
Flip 'em
dirty
inside out.
laundry
Yeah.
and pull under. and I
Like
was
that's fine. That's
Two
fine.
sides
yeah.
for a reason,
To
right?
me, that's fine.
But I like legitimately have obsessive compulsive disorder, and like that. Hence, like I have a therapist.
You think it's not okay for me to wear the same?
It
pair of
is
underwear
not.
for a
It's
week
the
straight?
things that will give me anxiety. It's like I don't even
You ever sniff your
ask
underwear?
him to do it.
Not
because
on purpose.
It's never gonna
Sometimes
happen.
the smell just.
Yeah.
to me.
Well, see,
Mm.
I think Hila
I
came
just
to that point.
do all the cleaning because it has to be done the way that I need it to be to
Yeah.
control my anxiety. And so
Yeah.
he's like,
She is like a
Great.
different
Awesome.
level of like.
But
it works. Really
why don't you get a
well, though.
cleaner?
But we come
We-
to
we-
agreements together because there was a time when like I wasn't working as much, so I was cool doing it. But then now I work a
Yeah.
lot, so I'm
Right.
like, well, fuck that, I'm not doing it either.
Well, we just got a
Yeah.
So-
cleaner
Right.
Yeah.
because I was never gonna wash dishes to the level that I should.
Right.
I can't do it. I hate it.
I just throw them in the dishwasher.
I just
yeah.
throw them out and
He's
buy new
good
ones.
at, he'll put him in the dishwasher. He'll put him in the dishwasher.
But the thing
if
is,
I
you gotta
have
rinse.
Put in the dishwasher.
leaves in the
even.
sink.
Well, not well. Get that.
If I ask
hey.
him to empty the dishwasher, he'll either be like,
Never.
it could be okay,
Bullshit.
You
or he'll
don't
be like,
even
I'll do
know.
it, but just don't. I can't tell you when. And I'm like, well, you know, but
Like,
my
I'll do it later in the
OCD
day,
is,
not immediately.
is very
How often do you have a cleaner?
We at the LA house we were renting the house and we were hiring a cleaner because it was.
I saw her in the background of the Roomba video.
Yeah, they were absolutely mortified.
She's like, I have to clean that
Yeah,
shit up.
well, we actually did most of it because
He
the
did-
carpet. We bought a piece of
Yeah.
carpet, so the
Yeah.
carpet was just sitting there, but it did leak through a little bit. I
Oh,
also let the
good.
carpet sit there for like a month outside, not in the house, outside. And it
With
was all
Jello on it?
with pudding, yeah, and it
Bro.
was all
Ugh.
it was rotten, and I couldn't
That's
fit it.
fucking
I couldn't
horrid,
get it in the trash
bro.
can by myself because it was too heavy, and so I ended up having to like cut it up so I could fold it to fit it in the
Oh
trash
my
can.
God.
Like all like the mold was
That's disgusting.
like I made a mistake. I should have
See,
thrown this
I
away
don't have to
immediately.
deal with that because that doesn't like
It's not in the house.
it's
But-
not. Yeah.
Yeah, at that place because Michael and I were living there.
Yeah.
And Michael does not clean anything, and so it was like we have to hire cleaners because I don't want to do
And
it.
I didn't
really
live
don't want
there.
her to be like
You've
hesitant.
got to get a cleaner. That to me is like
yeah,
one of the
it is.
first most necessary luxuries you can get when
Yeah.
you're successful.
I think it's
But
a
That
very
that
good-
is
me,
time much better
I'm still
spent.
gonna
Right.
clean after a cleaner.
So
though.
that's your
because
cross
I
to bear.
have, but that's because it's
Yeah,
something that
yeah.
I. deal
Oh
with
my
and
God.
have
But would it help you at all, or
I
no?
think so.
Wouldn't?
certain things like so.
What if you could teach her to clean like you
we-
clean?
Yeah, like
Get
it'd have
into
to be
all
like
the
a
cracks and
shadowing.
crevices.
There's certain things I don't like. I really enjoy cleaning because it's an anxiety
You enjoy
reducing.
cleaning?
Yeah, I do,
Ah,
and I have since I was
wow.
little.
Wow.
It's an anxiety reducing behavior for me. So there's certain things I don't like though. Like I don't like cleaning baseboards. I don't really particularly like
I don't think I've ever
Baseboards?
cleaned a baseboard.
What even?
I don't even know what that is.
What are we talking
floor?
about?
the base like.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
those?
Oh, I'm sorry. You guys
Okay.
don't, okay.
You're
I'm
supposed to
good.
clean those?
Okay.
I don't.
So there's-
Baseboards. What do you like cleaning?
What's your
Everything
favorite?
but baseboards.
What's your favorite cleaning supplies?
Lysol. Like I love spraying Lysol.
You like the wipe?
I like the
She
wipes.
loves those.
The wipes I use in the bathroom every day. I just, but I have
So
issues.
She uses the
besides-
Clorox wipes. It's
So
nasty.
Well,
besides,
I'm in therapy, okay?
wait, besides
Also-
baseboards, what do you not like? cleaning?
So there's just some things like I'm not a huge fan of mopping. I do it, but I'm not a huge fan of it. So I'm like, I could have someone do that.
Someone could mop.
Yeah,
sure.
certain things. But I'm
Absolutely.
still the kind of I'm still gonna clean every day. I'm not gonna deep clean every day, but
Have a
I'm
cleaner every day.
still gonna clean every day.
Even with work and everything?
Yeah.
We have a
Because
cleaner
for
every
me,
day.
it's
Is like the
anxiety
act of
reducing.
doing it.
What
Yeah.
about, so which ones do you like? Clean?
So I really I love vacuuming,
Well,
but I have
yeah.
She
you have to dust
only when
first
I'm, like,
and
on the
then
phone, though.
vacuum. No, I don't.
Like the phone comes up, boom, vacuum comes out.
So you have to dust first. I love like that, like where you're cleaning something and you see something dirty and then it's clean. So I love cleaning the bathroom. I love cleaning the bathroom.
Do you clean the
Wow.
toilet?
Yeah.
You like it?
Scrubbing the toilet.
What about like the behind the toilet?
Yep.
Wow.
What about like
the whole toilet
below-
itself.
Well,
Sure.
the
what about like?
whole
Do you ever
toilet.
see piss around the toilet?
No.
I do a
'cause
pretty
he's-
good job. 'cause
He's
I know
really
I'll get
good
yelled
because
at.
he knows.
Well, what
all.
about when he was living with other dudes? Did you clean their piss?
Oh, he's
I
clean
would-
because of me.
Yeah, I would.
He knows we had our own bathroom, and he knew how to.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
knows that it's like.
I was
because
gonna
for
build a
me-
thing that detected piss on the seat and then blasted the toilet.
That's
But
good.
he knows that for me, like my cleaning stuff isn't because I'm like wanting to be controlling. It's like it's something that I've
You
been
have
dealing
to
with
do
my
it,
whole
yeah.
life.
Yeah.
And I didn't do therapy my whole life for
Mhm.
it and stuff. But after the fire, my anxiety like hit
Oh,
an
yeah.
all
Oh my
time high.
god.
So I started seeing a therapist for the fire because I had really bad PTSD, and then I started finally like acknowledging and working on the OCD. So
That's
for me,
good.
it's an anxiety.
I feel like it
Control.
was a combination of the fire plus immediately moving into a motorhome.
Yeah, we also had.
God, that was not luxurious.
Yeah, and not only a
Fuck.
motorhome, but a motorhome on the property of my in-laws.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
And we were sharing, there was a bathroom. It was his mother, his sister, William, and I in one bathroom.
Whoa, dude.
And then his dad was in another bathroom.
So
we
was
would
there-
like try to
was-
eat food at night and it had to be super quiet because it's like it's a motorhome, like it's the table and then the bed right there, and I'd be like eating a cracker but like letting it sit in my mouth for, like, to get less
Dissolve.
crunchy so that I
Because
could
I
like
would
chew
get
it
to
without
work.
waking her up. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So,
Man,
You
that's a
guys have
wild
been
shit.
Through a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having your house burned down is not a experience most people
We
can
haven't lived in a
relate to.
place for more than 1 year since the house burned
Since,
down. 'Cause
yeah.
We just like at the end of the lease, it's like the last place they said they weren't going to renew the lease
Yeah.
with us,
Hmm.
and then they immediately rented it for like 20% more money
Yeah,
after we left.
they just
but
wanted
I
more
don't
money.
even know if that's legal.
Huh.
And
Yeah,
then-
probably. I wonder. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think it might depend on where it is.
Would you have paid 20% more if they asked you?
no,
No.
not for that place.
Mm-mm.
There was just other issues and things going on with it.
Yeah, and so we've just been like boop boop boop, and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I think you guys should get a cleaner every weekday.
I think it's a good idea.
I'm still gonna clean.
Every
No, I know,
day.
but you
God.
gotta. But well, if it's something that is
Yeah.
therapeutic for you, then
Yeah, because
you know.
it does. It actually
there's
makes
gotta-
me feel better.
But if there's things
Yeah.
that
I
that
also would
annoy
never
you,
let anyone do my laundry. I have
Oh,
really
really?
severe issues with that because I had laundry stolen as a kid.
He's laundromats.
Yeah, and then I also, like people like messing up your clothes or like shrinking it or like, I know how to take care. His stuff, I could care less about.
Hot.
But my thing is, it's like,
tumble.
okay, I don't want my sweater to be, shrunk.
I got that. I mean, but these cleaners, they know what they're doing, man.
It would be a long process for me to gain trust.
Okay,
Because of,
I understand.
but at the other, I mean, like the house where the science house, I'm like all for it because I don't want to clean
It's
up
a big
after other
project.
people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My own, but our house when it's messy is like nothing because of my standards.
Yeah.
Like everything
That's
is
a
so
good mom
clean
quality,
and
by the way.
organized.
I mean, it's
that-
pretty glorious.
Clean moms
but
rule.
Yeah,
I feel like we both have
and my classroom's
of
the
enough
same way, and
opposites
it's like
like it works well. Like I sort of do a lot of stuff, but I'm a little bit messier.
I feel like we have
But
the exact same dynamic.
yeah.
Although,
I thrive off of organization and structure. Like for me,
yeah, I think Ela too. And I'm just a lazy fucking slob,
Yeah.
dude.
Just
like,
chaos.
I'm just chaos. Yeah.
Embrace the chaos.
William has
Ela is
Bobby
like bottled the
tendencies.
chaos.
Yeah,
You, know
you
what I
gotta
mean?
you gotta have the balance. If you don't have that
Yeah.
balance, things just
Yeah.
go all in one
I'll
direction.
never forget when I first came to your apartment and Ethan all of his clothes were just in a pile on the floor.
You know
His
what's
were
crazy?
in a pile on the side of his
Thrown
bed.
like
I gotta sanitize.
just
You
like
know what's crazy to me?
like a
Ela?
laundry pile that someone like did all that.
Mine would go
and then
between the bed and the
threw it on
wall.
the
I would
floor.
shove it in like that.
Because
crack.
I would
Yeah, that
wash
was
it.
all of his clothes.
I would wash it, then I would
So
dump
gross.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to fold it. But you know what's crazy to me is that I didn't get rid of that in preparation for you coming.
Yeah, you weren't like, oh, I didn't impress.
All right, what did you get rid of before she came? What was like the worst?
Oh, I
thing?
think
Do
the
you remember?
we were
Probably
moving
trash.
out. That's why it was such
You
a
were
mess.
moving out.
Yeah, we were
but
moving out.
It looked like
But the second time you came, Ela, my room was clean. Don't lie about it.
I don't remember. Wait, wait.
When you came and I was staying in my own room in that big house, the room, by the Santa Cruz Diner.
The whole situation
the
was
second floor?
traumatizing enough.
Yeah.
that She's just like
That's
wiped
where
it.
you had the pile of clothes.
Oh, I thought
yeah.
you talked about the other house.
No.
Oh, shit. I guess it wasn't clean.
No, William, his were on the side
Yeah,
of the
throw it
bed.
under the bus and
Put it.
Oh, I think did I shove it all in the closet?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it was still on the floor.
I shoved it in the closet so she wouldn't see it.
That's exactly what I would do.
No, yours was shoved behind your bed. Like
Well,
his
yeah.
bed was up
Behind
against
the
the
bed?
wall, and there was
Because
this
there was
space.
stuff in the closet.
I don't even think I used the closet. I didn't ever.
No,
hung
his
anything.
closet had like science stuff in it. Like,
that's messy.
yeah.
Yeah, science stuff is messy.
You want a good closet story?
Sure.
When we were in the motorhome, we used the
Oh,
shower
okay.
for storage,
Yeah.
like clothes and stuff like that. So it was basically a closet.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Well-
motorhomes have no space to keep clothes, and I'm a teacher. I have to look nice every day, and I can't wear the same thing.
So we used the bathroom and the sink in that motorhome because it was a pain in the butt to go down to my parents' house because we were like kind of up on the hillside. And we didn't have any drainage for it. And so we'd have to drive the motorhome across town down to like
Oh my
Harbor
God.
to dump it. And so we would do this like once a month. We pushed it a little
No,
bit too
more
far. Was it more? We pushed it a little bit too hard,
Mm.
and it started backing up into the shower. but
Oh,
we
it's
didn't
worse.
realize
We were in Texas visiting
Oh, so it was just
my
sitting there for a while?
grandparents, so we were gone for a week, and didn't know that had happened.
So the used gray water was slowly filling up the bottom of the shower with all of our stuff in it.
So wait, there wasn't like feces or urine?
No, the gray water is like the sink water. The
So it's
black
just-
water is the poopy water.
So it doesn't sound that dirty if you just wash your hands in it.
Ooh, it was.
It's like
Disgusting.
dishes,
Really?
hands.
We
So
didn't
you know,
wash
think about you brush your
dishes.
teeth when you're washing dishes.
But it like gets like really nasty.
Oh.
Like
And
I-
it
That
sit-
got all over you.
yeah.
all- yeah. So then,
Again?
so the fire
So, like-
happened, and I
Yeah.
lost. You know,
Oh
it's
my
like it's
God.
Wait, it
stuff.
flooded
You can
your
replace it.
trailer?
But then it
It-
flooded the shower that had like all my shoes and like
Ew.
clothes.
there was basically like 5 or 6
So I
inches
had
of
to throw
standing
away
water, and like she had a pair of
clothes.
like Uggs, like boots. And they were just
Ew.
completely like
Uggs,
molded
and I had like
over. It
cow,
was
like
so
it's other.
gross.
Oh no.
Like running shoes,
That's
like
disgusting.
you're like you can't clean that. You just throw it
Wow.
away. And there were some sweaters, and yeah, it was just it was so fun. It was like yay,
gray
this is
water.
so fun. Don't live
there's
in a
gray-
motorhome.
So have you just become like a guru that doesn't care about any belongings now? Because you've just like
No, I think I
lost everything.
appreciate things more. So I remember, like, you know, you have like the thing, you're like, oh, this is a special thing, and you need to keep it safe. Like,
Yeah.
or you know, like my grandma had given me her pearls from when she was 18, and I was always so afraid to wear them so often because I'm like, these are from my grandma, and these are old, and I love them and I appreciate them, but I was afraid to wear stuff because I'm like, I don't want to ruin it, and then they burned. And you're like, well, how
Never got to wear it.
stupid. I mean, I wore them for some really special occasions. Like I wore those for my graduation. I wore those on our wedding day. You know, things like that. Like I have memories and pictures, but it made me go like, if you're not going to get use out of something and you're not going to enjoy it, then what's the point of having it? So it made me more appreciative of the things that I have and more selective. Like when I get things, like, is this going to actually make me happy?
Makes you realize a lot of stuff doesn't matter.
And then a lot of things don't
Like,
matter.
yeah.
And the things that did, I wish that I would have not been so careful with them. And same thing with like my mother-in-law. She because their house was, you know, close to burning, and my father-in-law saved it. The same thing. She's like, you know, these things that I had put away, these precious family heirlooms. She's like, I need these out and displayed because what's the point?
Mm.
It also makes you realize that you want to have all your documents in one place, easy to grab.
Mm. Do we have that deal?
sort of.
Sort of.
Because it's a pain to
Yeah, we had to
replace.
get everything. We had just gotten our
everything.
passports. Like we had just rushed our passports because we had done it late,
Certificates, passports.
and we had to do it all. Dude,
You
it
know,
was
our-
everything.
It was like social
Literally
security
everything.
cards,
Yeah.
passports, marriage
Uh-oh.
certificates,
We got to.
all of that.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to have it a tax return, I mean,
That's probably the most important thing because
It
that will
is.
save you actually weeks of like
Mhm.
just stress down
Yeah.
the road.
and then money too. Like for our passports, I was on the phone with them, and a lot of them they did it for free because of the fire and natural disaster. Passports, they were like,
they
nope,
don't
you have to
care.
pay. And I was about to go to Europe to see my cousin. And so I'm like, I need my passport, and I need it in 3 weeks. They're like, okay, so you have to pay to expedite it. I'm like, but it burned last week. Like I didn't lose it; it burned. So I really have to pay to. And they're like,
They don't care.
we don't. You're
They're
like,
fuck
this
you.
is the fee. And you're like, I just lost everything, and I just want to go. I was still, you know, my cousin's like, you can cancel. I'm like, no, I want to go see you because
live in a motorhome now.
There's gray water in my motorhome, you bitch.
Stinky water.
yeah,
Wow.
and then going everywhere. I was like, okay, I was calling people because I was going to Europe and it was cold. I'm like, who could let me borrow a jacket? Who can? Because I didn't have time to go find this stuff, let alone, you know, it's just, it was more the psychological too. Like it was hard to have to admit that you had to replace things.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just borrow it from someone because I still have that theoretically. Yeah,
Mm.
weird. But yeah,
Want some Arby's sauce?
no, I do not.
So, well,
No, thank
I would like to close this episode with you taking a bite of the meat mountain in your pocket.
Well, good news is it's easily
And
accessible.
it's
So,
probably like
this thing's
hotter.
been
than
in there
when it
for like
came
2
in.
hours or hour and a half
my
for
God.
sure.
It's warm.
Is
Only
it warm?
One side's cold, the other side's warm.
Oh.
Well, there's something else I want to discuss with you before we end this.
Before or after?
You can go for it. Ew. What did you... Wait, let me get a look at that before you go in.
Kind of shiny.
Oh, man. It looks like there's horsey sauce on it, but there's not.
There
Now
is
there is.
probably.
There is now, but I think that's just straight up rot.
It still smells like a sandwich.
Oh.
Garbage. Garbage.
Ugh.
Garbage.
Is it
Garbage.
everything you hoped it would be?
Garbage.
Oh, come on, William.
Back in the pocket, baby, for
William.
later. Oliver Tree broke the coughing beanie.
Oh, you did?
Can you diagnose the issue? It got dropped many, many times.
Oh yeah, very floppy. Oh, that's Maria
There's a lot of
too.
moving parts in
Okay,
it.
so this is from the hair cutting. You got that from her, the girl who used to cut his hair. He asked, "Hey,
Oh,
do you have like a?"
She hooked it up with the
Yeah.
mannequin. So what's the problem here?
It's so good.
Yep, it's
It's smashed. It looks like.
well, actually,
I remember those zip ties.
you don't really need that in there anymore.
What was that for?
The micro or the speaker.
Hmm.
That's a fan.
It's so good.
Because the fan was to put the smoke
Garbage.
through.
Right. We don't need
Oh, the
that.
speaker's probably just
Ethan, is that you just
Oh.
hitting the soundboard?
Garbage. Garbage.
I can't believe it still works. How's that possible? That thing's been there for like.
Supposed to be charged.
For
probably.
years.
It's been off. It's just AA batteries. This has
Wow.
to be recharged though. I think. I don't know exactly. Yeah. Because I never figured out how to. Well, I didn't figure it. I just didn't even try to figure out how to power it. Yeah, so all you got to do is charge that.
That's it.
Yeah.
Epic.
Wait, but
And
so I
the
mean, we just
machinery
assumed it
and-
was. Yeah, we assumed it was broken because it was all like.
I mean, it's a little bit broken,
Yeah.
but like the stuff's just like flopping about. But
Yeah,
it
he
still
was
works.
wearing it and it fell off and took.
Yeah,
a
I mean,
pretty
like
hard
all this
fall.
stuff was part of the smoke, which I took out because I didn't want to burn your guys' office.
Yeah, sure. Of course.
But other than that, it just I think this is probably.
So
good.
what do we need to
Okay.
do to operate it again?
Just charge that. I
Charge
mean,
the
there's just
speaker.
it's just a switch.
Right.
Is it double A's?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
But this already works, and then that's just dead, and then you just plug that in, and then this plays the sound over
Okay,
the
great.
speaker.
So we
Cool.
can make a comeback on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's
God,
going.
That's amazing.
It's
that it
kicking.
works.
Yeah, it's kicking.
Yeah.
This is back when I used to make science videos.
Yeah, right.
I
And
that
it's
no,
the
you
old-
finished filming that at when we lived in the hotel.
Yeah, this was right when the house burned down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then it was in the hotel.
Look at this thing go, man.
Is it just two?
No, it's
Well,
we have
so
to charge
that
that
needs to be charged, like plugged in.
These
Yeah.
batteries are still kicking.
Yeah.
We don't even need to replace the batteries. Well. That's exciting. Well, William Osman, Crabs in Science
Yeah.
Yeah.
on Twitter.
Mhm.
You're trying to get William Osman.
Yeah, the guy.
But I like crabs
He said he
and
would.
science.
That's kind of how I feel. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't really like the idea of someone else having my name.
Yeah, fuck that
Right.
guy. You're
But-
Crabs in
So
Science.
he was willing to give it to me, but then I'm sitting there. Do I change it?
Oh, he was?
Yeah,
Hmm.
because he got it because of me.
I would change it then if
I
you
would
could.
change it. Yeah,
You
I
think
would
so?
change it. I mean,
Okay.
Crabs in Science is great,
It's just
but I would take
easier
it.
to find.
Right, and I'm not
you know?
verified now, so it's like it's probably
Yeah.
smarter.
Is this on Twitter?
Twitter, yeah.
So, William Osman on YouTube. That's it.
Mhm.
That's the
Yeah.
channel.
That's the thing. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it
And
everywhere.
TikTok.
Don't worry about the TikTok.
No.
No.
Are you allowed to are you allowed to say bad things about TikTok?
I don't think they care.
They don't even
They just
they
want the
don't fuck-
videos. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
Oh, they're
it-
watching.
Yeah. I
They're
mean, it's
always
like it is what it is. It's just.
Yeah.
It's just probably not like something that you would really spend too much time with. You know, in the big picture, what's your time better?
YouTube.
YouTube,
Yeah.
not
Can I
TikTok.
pitch you ideas?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't have any.
Oh, we just recorded a Discord game show where we did that. We had people give us their invention ideas.
Oh, that's a
That's
great.
yeah,
cool.
it was a total shit show.
Yeah, I was wondering, did you get any good ideas?
Yes.
Yeah.
A
Actually,
lot
we
of
did,
really
yeah.
bad ideas, but there were a couple ideas that were just like good. Like one was
Nice.
this like inflatable pregnancy sweater so that you could like go on like public transit and people would feel bad and give up their seat for you.
That's
So you like
funny.
you inflate it and then you get on and you're sitting there like either. I mean, if you're a guy,
That
you
is
just look fat.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One that was like makes you taller. It's got like leg extenders to make you as tall as the person you're talking to, so it can like see how tall they are and try to match it.
That sounds expensive.
Yeah. No, I mean it wouldn't be too bad. I don't think.
What's a good TikTok idea?
I dude, see that's the thing is I don't know.
So
Well,
if
and
you
the
fart
one-
in a jar and seal it, how long does the methane? How long
Would it
does the
stay in the
methane
jar?
stay active?
It would probably stay in there for a long time.
Because you so you should do one where it's like 1 day later, 1 week later, 1 month.
How do you like keep like fart consistency though? Like you just eat,
You just-
keep eating the same thing.
You're
for a
gonna
couple
eat
days.
those.
You
yeah,
you
me
think
too.
the input matters?
Yeah.
Because I would think that the output doesn't vary that much in terms of the gas.
Yeah, but if it like I mean, you
It's
fart.
science.
Tell me your farts don't smell different every time. and
The smell is
sometimes they
different,
smell like
but-
trash. Sometimes they smell like a rotting corpse.
All good
Garbage.
things.
How do you tell?
All right. Well, I'm following you.
On that note.
I am following you on TikTok.
You are?
Yes.
You have a TikTok?
I am.
You have an account?
I have a viewer.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. I just want to know what's going on
Right.
there, and somehow you're one of the first channels I stumbled across, and I started following all these.
I think they
science
might be
channels.
promoting the science channels. So I can't even tell if people actually want to watch the videos if they're doing it artificially.
because I've just somehow found all these science channels, but I actually like them. I think they're interesting.
yeah. Which
Better than teenage girls dancing.
yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
correct. And that's my problem. Is like
You know,
the vast majority of what's on there is teenage girls.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to that portal somehow.
I don't know. It's
I think you have to take some actions to end up there.
uh-uh.
No,
No.
because I haven't seen it. I don't see that many. I see lots of science, and I see lots of pranks, and I see lots.
I mean, you
of,
don't spend a lot of time on it though.
Well, you would think enough where I would see an underage girl. What's with the? How is there a platform literally that just serves you underage girls dressed
I'm
in little clothing?
willingly.
That's the whole fucking platform, dude. That's crazy.
I don't know, man.
That's fucking crazy.
I don't know.
Think about that.
I feel like last I saw, they weren't in bikinis. Is that like a new development?
Yeah.
I think they've
Right?
generally.
Because in the beginning, it was more about the dance.
Right.
Oh, Zach just said the biggest
Because
TikToker is 16
musically.
years old. Really? What's her name,
I
Zach?
said Charlie.
Yeah, she's
Marsh-
the Emilio.
The marshmallow.
Well, her name is Charlie.
CHARLI.
But it started with when it was musically. It was really about.
Wait, this
dance.
girl's 16 years
Yeah,
old?
And then
Mhm.
TikTok. Was
She's
like,
I feel
transition.
so bad for her too. I see all sorts of stuff on
Wait, is there
Twitter.
twins? Or is that,
There's
was that a
just
weird
different.
meme? Oh, because they look like identical. Or I guess not. They look different.
I just saw her post on Twitter the other day about
She's
like
16 and she's number one.
yeah.
She has like 60 million followers or something like that.
Wow.
And so, yeah. And so, like, she's like not wearing a lot of clothes.
No, she's actually not so bad.
But it's a lot of like,
Yeah, it is.
Very provocative.
yeah, very
Yeah.
provocative.
Not 16 acting.
It's
like
so much.
You're
It's like
older.
it's very like just. I
And then
feel so
people
much
treating you
pressure,
like
a
you're
very and people being very judgmental, and you sort of like I
Mhm.
seen on Twitter. I think just the other day she's complaining about people. Like yeah, I know I'm boring because people were like commenting on a live stream she had done on TikTok.
Boring.
Oh, she does the same thing. Like she just makes the same sounds and this and that, and they're like just like roasting and like
Yeah.
being mean. And it's
She's
like she's 16
16.
years old. She's like who knows, been like propelled by this platform.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm an old ass man and that should still,
Yeah.
it breaks my heart.
Probably the worst thing that can happen to you as a
Yeah.
teenager is to become really famous.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I mean, I
Maybe.
genuinely think most people would think that I'm just being stupid. Like, people are not receptive to this, but becoming famous can be the worst thing that happens a lot of times to people.
Mm-hmm.
I think especially depending on how old you are, and then what are your circumstances and how you deal with it, and how your family and all of that. It
I
can
think it's
really-
similar to just social media in general, like what it does to your brain is it messes with how you operate on a day-to-day
Right.
basis. Like
Yeah.
you're either like afraid of people or like constantly paranoid or
Mhm.
just that you're like what rewards you get from interacting with people may change, and you're less likely to interact with your old friends because you don't feel as important as like your new, more famous friends, kind of thing.
What are you guys gonna be eating for dinner?
What am I gonna be eating for dinner?
Meat Mountain leftovers.
Probably leftover Meat Mountain. Yeah.
Is that enough to tie you
He's
over?
probably gonna want to.
Have you seen this thing?
Because I ate most of it already.
I got through like half of it.
But I'm wondering,
You did not get through half of it. Once.
Is he really gonna eat that?
He's a wild card. He could
That's
either
fucking
if
crazy.
he,
I probably
if he
will eat
feels
it.
bad, he might not. But if he doesn't feel
It's not that
too,
bad. I'm not gonna eat it in one sitting.
yeah. But that's
I'll eat
what
it
I
tonight.
mean. Like, but I'm saying if like we were
How the
like
fuck?
leaving and you started going, ooh, my stomach's feeling bad,
No,
you
that's
might
not
not.
gonna-
Bro, you can't safely transport that from your pocket, and then you have to drive back to.
It's just gonna stay in my pocket until I get it out next and eat it.
That's not.
I'm gonna not
Sanitary.
encourage it, but I can't force him to do anything.
But that's enough food for you to type because you're like a skinny
Yeah.
fit.
Thank you.
Just one Meat Mountain because
he
that's not
gained
enough.
weight during
That's-
COVID.
It's got to be like 2,000 calories.
I know, but I'm just telling you, I can't just be satisfied with one Meat
You
Mountain.
need 2 Meat Mountains.
No, I need something. I'm done with the Meat
Pizza.
Mountain.
Well,
Meat-
like I
Pizza?
want
Yeah,
to eat
pizza.
normal foods.
Look how like embarrassed you are for me.
It makes me sick. It makes me sick.
I mean, you are, a little bit chunkier than you were on the first podcast.
The very first podcast.
Yeah.
Who was our first? I mean, yeah, of course. Yeah, I know that.
Too much Meat
What's your
Mountain.
point?
William
not-
gained
I'm
weight
just
during
saying.
quarantine, though. He actually did. He gained like over 10
Hey.
pounds.
Did he lose it?
Nope,
No, I'm going to
Fat- you
make an
fat
invention to help
fuck.
me.
he hasn't.
I'm going to make an invention that makes it harder for me to eat the more I eat.
Even his mom.
Oh, so
noticed.
you're dieting right now. That's why you're limiting yourself to one
Well, I'm
Meat
not
Mountain?
dieting.
He's not dieting or exercising.
Why you look at me like
Wait,
that?
is it a problem if he gets fat for you?
No, but I just don't want him to like get diabetes or have a heart attack.
That's what you girls say, but I just don't think. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with not finding me attractive as a fat man. But I
don't think he
Fat
looks
man.
different.
But I
It's-
also
what's
believe
funny
you
is
don't want him to
He
die
brings it
either.
up. He's like, I gained weight, and he told me, I'm like, no, you didn't.
Yeah,
He
it's
stepped on the
depressing.
scale, and I'm like,
But
you
it's
did.
not fun. You like run
It's
out of breath.
depressing. I
You-
know,
You
it's-
can't run around and with Theodore. You like get tired.
yeah,
It's
that,
not,
When-
it's
when
not
I-
just
That's a good-
about looks.
I know.
Okay.
it's about longevity.
Okay.
Like, I want you to be around for a long time. So if you eat meat
By the way,
mountains
you're
every
in
day,
great
you're
shape.
not.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I
Thank you.
Yeah.
don't say anything.
If you eat meat mountain every day, you will not be in shape.
Just
I
let the
can
man
like barely get
let
him to
the
go
man
on a
enjoy his
walk a
pocket
week.
meat.
Exactly.
Versus like I run and I work out, like do cardio, I do everything, strength training, and he's like, I'll go on maybe one walk. And usually it's like
Yeah.
food involved.
Once you look like me, then.
I mean,
Uh,
that's a journey, though.
I don't know.
But it happens.
I feel like
I mean,
I'm
no
at
one
the
in
point
his
now where, like,
family-
I've been lucky to just stay skinny somehow.
Yeah, everyone in his
happens. I
I
family
feel
is
like
very
I'm at that
slender.
point now where I'm
Really?
just going. I have to be more careful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know anyone that like really, and even your dad, like when he thinks he's a little bit overweight, it's like it's still no one would look at that and go, oh, he's overweight. It's just,
For the record, though, I just want to say I did not finish my Meat Mountain, and Hila did promise me something in return for throwing it out. So, but you're going to try to spin this like you do really need pizza. But just remember, I could have finished that Meat Mountain.
What is the point that you're trying to
I just
make?
want to. It's
He
for
doesn't want
you.
any flack for
It's for
having
you for
today.
pinning this conversation for later when I say it's time to make mistakes, and then you fight me on that.
no, Ethan,
But
you already
you
had me
wanted
down.
it.
I still want it,
Okay.
but you guaranteed me safe passage.
the pizza town.
Yeah.
He's gonna get like meat lovers.
I don't want to pay any tariffs on
This
this
is a
fucking
losing
trap.
argument that you're making here, Ethan.
We can get Mexican. You want Mexican? Friday.
Is
I
that like
prefer
you have it
anything
on
over
Friday?
pizza.
Yeah, every Friday we go because we have the podcast and we always go. Let's get fucking Mexican food, bruh. Well, what the fuck do you want? Hila, you doesn't ever want to eat anything. It's just so annoying. You just want Italian food. Who cares?
You like pasta?
Yeah.
It's boring.
But
William
It's
doesn't
so
like-
fucking
William
boring.
hates pasta.
Thank you. I feel like I'm the only person that doesn't like it.
It's not
fine.
bad.
It's just so okay, noodles
how I feel
and
about
sauce.
pizza.
Noodles and sauce.
Yeah.
Noodles and sauce.
Lasagna is the most
Oh,
exciting.
hold on. Let's put some green peas in it. Okay.
Epic.
That didn't make a big fucking difference. Noodles and sauce.
I made like a penne pasta with like the Beyond Meat, like a baked one. You liked
It's good.
that.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time,
It's
like,
just pasta.
it's pasta. Yeah,
Thank you.
You liked it.
I
though?
did like it,
It's just pasta.
but if I had a choice,
I would honestly eat almost anything other than pasta. It's a
Yeah,
travesty. It's
William
boring.
hates spaghetti specifically.
Spaghetti? I
like,
fucking hate spaghetti,
really.
dude. That's crazy that we have that
my
same.
mom just made spaghetti all
I
the
hate
time when I was a
spaghetti.
kid, and,
And the noodles are
She
annoying
claims that
to
that's
eat.
false,
It's
I don't know.
messy.
it's
It
hard
doesn't
to, like,
really
stir 'em
and
up.
it doesn't really even absorb the sauce.
Just like you're eating worms.
How are you
Okay,
gonna
but
talk about
I've
that?
had
But you
to-
have no problem eating meat more then.
Well,
That shit does not function.
dude, did you see how dynamic and
It doesn't
complex
even
Meat
fit in
Mountain
your
is?
mouth.
Pasta
Dude,
has
there
just-
was so. Do I need to pull up the list of ingredients again? What the fuck?
But I've learned to
It's a
accommodate.
culinary
Like,
masterpiece.
he doesn't like spaghetti, so I don't force it, and I don't be like, well, we're gonna have this. So be
Yeah,
respectful.
I'm not
to
saying that
me.
you're
Oh, I did
crazy
say I
because
He
you
ate
don't
it.
like pasta.
He
I just
ate-
said
He
if I had
ate
to
your
pick.
shitty Beyond Meat. I'm just kidding.
He loved it. He had seconds.
It was
Yeah.
actually
It was
surprising.
really good.
Yeah,
But
I like Beyond Meat.
I still think pasta, in general.
In general,
We're picking
it
like
was
the
penne
hierarchy of
pasta, that's
food.
like
easier
you know
for
what?
him to-
Sometimes I like gnocchi when it's done really well
I like that too.
because it's kind of interesting. It's fluffy. It's
It's different.
unique. It has character.
Like
Right.
dumpling.
Gabish.
Now I'm hungry, but not for like anything
I have
we've been
some.
talking
I have
about.
Meat Mountain in my pocket.
He has food on him.
Yeah, it's in his
Yeah.
beard.
We should go to a dog park. Want to go to a dog park?
No,
With a Meat Mountain in my
so they
pocket.
can bite you.
Yeah, you would fuck that whole park up. People are like, do you have a? Imagine people's reaction when you
They're
pull
like,
that out.
Why did you come here
Just
with
a-
us?
Like, get your dog
Just a
away from
pound of
me. Just give me to enjoy my lunch.
Oh,
All right.
gross.
Well,
All right.
what else is there to say really at this point?
I don't think anything. Other than like, I mean, we could figure out like you guys want to do some stupid stuff in the future. I think you talked about the
Gatsby.
Gatsby. Yeah.
Do you have any
Yeah.
ideas?
I mean, what do you want to make it do?
Hmm.
'Cause it sounds like it already goes pretty fast.
What if we could give it a speed boost for a
You could
jump?
make it go faster
Can we add like a button, like
to make it go like
Nitro.
yeah,
You
nitro?
could do that. I mean, it'd be a lot of like
Seems-
you basically probably. Well, I don't know. We'd have to see what it looks like on the inside, but I mean, you could definitely make it go faster.
What can we do? I'm gonna think about.
You
like,
put a rocket on it.
We do not need it to go faster.
What
It's
if-
already an issue.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
so
the
what if-
drywall in our office.
So you want to do
already
something to it,
says
to
no.
it, and keep it.
I think we should increase its destructive force by maybe fastening weapons
like a
to it.
launching like, from your seat or something.
Oh, you mean like it's 0 to 60?
No, like if you're someone's seated, you get them out of there. Whether
Oh,
they're
like an
working or
ejector
not.
seat.
button?
Yeah,
That seems dangerous.
But you want to keep it at the end of the day.
but you
I
don't
don't
tell
care.
them.
No, we
It's
don't care.
destructible.
Because I mean, you could make it go really fast.
But someone, see, I don't want it to be dangerous. I don't want someone to necessarily die.
Not necessarily.
But if we mount weapons or like punching mechanism or battering ram and see, Gatsby verse whatever.
I bought. No, never mind. I'll tell you later.
Okay. But I think a Gatsby verse like concrete wall.
Yeah.
Gatsby verse
Just see what just smash it into
just
the wall.
yeah.
Yeah. I think.
Or plywood, drywall,
Yeah.
concrete.
Like what can't it?
Let's
destroy?
fucking let's see where the limit
Like,
is.
what if you get like a replica human body, like the ballistics gel?
I think that'd be
and you just see,
fantastic.
like what
Do
would
the-
happen if you ran
yes.
into a person at full speed with the Gatsby? Like everybody's been asking.
I think that's
what
a
would
really
happen
good
if you
video.
Ran over a human with the Gatsby.
I think that's a really, really good idea. And I'm not saying that sarcastically. I like that idea a lot.
Like fake bones in it, and just see what happens.
Or be creepy
I
like
think-
William and get real bones.
Yeah.
Were those real bones?
Yeah. You know you can buy.
He bought
You can
fake
buy
bones.
skulls.
I didn't know you
online.
bought real bones.
You can buy real skulls on.
Yeah, he
I
made
prefer
fake
not.
ones and then he bought.
I looked into
he
it because we
tested
wanted to get.
both.
Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of creepy that.
Whose hand was it you bought?
I have no idea.
It's somebody's hand.
Yeah, and it was on Amazon.
How did it end up
too.
on
It was
Amazon?
just
Yeah, you can
one-
buy
it was
human
like-
finger bones on Amazon. A whole set was $100 for the
For one finger.
Who's fucking who?
Amazon.
That means that somebody in a mortuary is like
There's-
pocketing bones.
There's like a whole history to it apparently. Like I looked
Yeah.
into it. Like there were problems.
It wasn't on the up and up,
No, this is like everything that
and
you
it's
can
on
get.
Amazon.
Yeah, but they're all old bones.
Oh, okay.
You can't buy new bones.
You
'cause
can't buy the
They
new
realized that
current.
people were turning it too much into like a business.
A business and
Ooh.
profiting off
Yeah.
of your bones.
Yeah.
That seems unethical.
Ooh.
Yes. And so
So let's just get the fucking
Yeah.
old idiot.
So everything that's in circulation can stay in circulation, but you cannot. You can't get.
So there's got to be quite a street value on human remains.
They're
then.
expensive. A skull is like $2,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
He went down a rabbit hole
Dude.
of research during this, and I was very, very
That's interesting.
terrified and repulsed.
Yeah. And I like I had Anyways, many people told me do not buy a human skull, and so I didn't.
You did, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
He didn't.
I didn't.
Oh gosh, no.
I got yelled at by a couple people,
Yeah,
so I didn't do it.
including me.
No, that's a little weird. It's a little Dahmer-esque.
I just thought it was insane.
own
that
a
you
human
could
skull.
buy it.
He
without
just thought it
having
was
to
pretty
buy
yeah.
it.
On
he was just
Amazon?
shocked you could buy
No,
it.
there's different
Yeah.
websites that like.
Are they dark web or legit?
They're just real websites.
Isn't it like eBay?
Humanremains.org?
Basically, like I want to think like one of them was like Bone Room or something, which sounds kind
The
of
bone room?
Yeah, well,
Can you even be
Gross.
respectful to the dead?
I don't think so.
The
Gotta
bone
come up with
room?
a better name than that. Bone Warehouse.
The bone zone.
Bone Zone.
Oh,
That's
Yes.
crazy.
don't
That's so
bring
fucked up.
no.
Well, it's been such a ride. It's been a joy, and it's been a pleasure to meet both of you.
Thank you.
Thank
I'm
you.
so happy that you came. It was
you.
very nice to have you here as well.
Summer break.
Oh, good.
Yeah, officially.
And keep slamming. I really like the idea we just cooked up about the Gatsby, the destructive Gatsby.
Just
The
see what
force
we
of,
can do.
because it is really a force of destruction.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a really fun video.
People love destruction.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Like it's too easy to watch. You could.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh, let's fucking do it.
Cool.
That's the plan. Destroy things with a Gatsby.
Yeah.
That's very much up William's alley. Just not in our house, please.
Yeah, we can do it. Where can we do it? We'll have to. Maybe we should just rent.
There's like a place in the desert that I like to go to,
Oh, the desert's a good one.
or like a big parking lot you can find somewhere. Like
just a parking lot.
yeah, Walmart parking lot.
That's fucking crazy,
What
bro.
are they gonna do?
Because I want to mount like walls, like a drywall,
Yeah, and just like.
and
bust
then
it.
like a thicker wall, like a sheet of wood.
You could use the YouTube space.
You think they would let us?
Well, you sort of just gotta explain what you're doing in like a more like professional, scientific manner.
I
You
mean
let
that.
William do the explaining.
We're gonna test the failure mode of a mobility scooter.
Like we're gonna crush it with the gas.
We're gonna. Don't worry.
We're gonna need the biggest room you have, and just leave us alone.
Yeah.
And let's
Hear
just crash
noises.
into the wall and fucking destroy that
We're being
place.
safe.
Oh, all right. I'm looking forward to that. And congratulations on 2 million subbies too,
Thank
by the
you.
way. That's great.
Congrats.
you.
It's
I don't
awesome.
I don't know how I feel about it. It's there.
I didn't even know that
great.
that
Like,
happened.
whatever.
So
Oh, really?
that's good.
Well,
I'm glad.
yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you all so much for watching. It's been a privilege and a pleasure. And today's Friday, so have a great weekend. Actually, Saturday, because this comes out on Saturday, even though we're filming on Friday. You get it. And we'll be back next week. The week after that, we have Oliver Tree, right?
Nope.
No.
Oh,
He keep bailing on you.
no,
Ethan
it's
just doesn't get the
rescheduled.
dates right.
All right. Well, whatever. You guys will just figure it out.
William
He's
never gets any dates right.
he's a month, basically a month from today.
Okay.
Mid July is when he's coming because his album was delayed.
Okay.
That's
Well,
it.
that sounds great. Well, guys, that's really all there is to say. And I'll leave you with this potent message.
H3H3 is fucking innocent.
Thank you, everybody.
That was the most like low energy exit of a video.
So it seems that Toast is not available once more, so I will take
Wait,
the
I thought Scara
mantle of
was-
being the host
Scara
once
can do
again.
that.
Yeah, I should be the
Scar-
host.
Scara has.
Everyone, you're ganging up on me because I'm not a guy.
Well, no, Scar has hosting experience.
Yeah, look, we're all single here, Lily, so we're all the same.
Do you have to Every time. We're all single here.
And we're all in this together. We're
Yeah.
a team.
This is the single
There's nothing
squad.
wrong with it.
Single squad.
Single squad. We got jackets too.
So how is everyone's weekend? I mean week.
I've been more or less preparing for the party. This is the first time I've like prepared for like.
Oh, wait, when
extensively.
is this podcast to come out? Let's write the timeline. It's gonna be after New Year's. So this is.
Dude, this party was insane. Bro, what
I
the
can't believe I
fuck?
met like a cute billionaire boyfriend
That's
at the party.
crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe he just left and never came back.
After he saw me, yeah.
Yeah, we've all.
After I spoke 3 words.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
all
right.
actually are dating someone after the party. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's amazing how we all did it at the party.
You know, I think optimism is a good thing.
Yeah.
So, what's your New Year's resolution?
That was quick. Not
That-
everyone talked about their week yet.
I'm sorry.
How was your week?
I don't know. Just talk about your week.
How about you, Skyra?
It's been going good.
Okay, just tell him, dude. Sky's been on the grind, dude.
Wait,
He's been
wait,
grinding
wait, wait.
TFT and most
Path
of
of
all,
Exile.
Path of Exile.
Dude, this
I've seen
sounds.
Skyra maybe 3 times. this
Yeah.
week.
Okay.
Dude,
And
this
it's
guy,
all-
this
That's not
guy is up
true.
till 6 a.m.
Okay,
playing
that
Path
might
of
be
Exile.
true.
He's level 90, dude.
I'm not.
Okay, what level are you?
Like 80 something. I'm not that hardcore.
But when this podcast comes out, you're gonna be dating someone and be level 100.
Right.
Easy.
True.
Right. It's actually a real big problem.
So
Like,
I don't understand what's so popular about TFT or sorry about Path of Exile right now.
I imagine like what you love about MMOs, like the grind.
Yeah.
Now imagine what you loved about Diablo. Okay. Now
okay.
imagine they made the Diablo 2, not 3, the shitty softcore version, and then they made the best grinding experience you could get,
Okay.
and the most complex.
Can I interject here?
Yes.
What you love about MMOs to grind? I like aesthetics in an MMO. I
Yeah,
care if
that's
my
'cause you're a
character
woman.
Looks wow.
True.
Wow.
It's like Toast is here in spirit.
If Path of Exile had like a cute skin or like a theme, I would play it.
So if it was Maple Story.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I don't even think Maple
No.
Story is as thick as like
Yeah,
best
I don't even
ever.
think
Take
Maple
it back.
Story is
Take it back right
that
now.
good of a game.
What the?
Oh,
That's
but
a
Listen,
But the
listen next
it-
song. I got your back.
yeah. Next on how their cash shop, you still back it, dude?
Yeah, I'm
They
still.
make like billions of dollars. on
I'm
that
still in
shit.
debt.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Maple
for
Story.
sure.
Well, yeah. So I love video games. What about you guys?
That's fun.
What's your degeneracy, huh?
Nothing much, dude. I just been like cleaning up my room.
Oh, that's fucking real degen,
Yeah,
honestly.
and it keeps getting destroyed like every week. Like I'm like, oh, I want a fucking laser cutter there. I want to put my 3D printer here, and like it just obliterates the whole
Michael
thing.
gets
so.
irrationally upset at loose wires.
I do. Have you seen my room?
Yeah, it's very
recently?
neat.
He wired everything.
My TV, there's not a single wire you can see coming out of it, and it's on the wall. I have like a wire track glued to the wall, and all of them are running through the wire track and all the Ethernet cables. The Ethernet cable runs
Well,
above my
look.
door.
They say cable management is very attractive. So like,
I agree.
yeah. So you know what?
I agree.
You're gonna
So-
find someone who
That's
really
why I found
thinks.
someone at the party.
Ah,
That's great.
right.
Yeah, that was epic.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, she was pretty hot, dude. Yeah, she was a dime.
Yeah, it was really weird when she came out to be a guy, but I don't know.
Oh, we're playing red
So we
flag.
all found someone at the party.
Sounds like we all lost someone at the party too.
I see.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What's your New Year's resolution?
Really?
Okay, we'll start from the right.
No, we'll start from the left. I talk too much.
Okay, fine.
What's your New Year's resolution?
I want to voice act in an anime. That is my resolution.
Ah, okay.
That's
Yeah.
very possible. And some of your talent and
Oh,
caliber.
thanks. That's really nice to hear.
Michael?
I want to make more than 12 YouTube videos this year.
Oh, Michael. You
Oh,
don't even
slow
Dude,
down
chill.
there.
Oh, God.
What's
I knew
up?
it wasn't realistic.
Okay.
Fed?
I want to make a YouTube video this year.
Calm down, bud.
That was pretty good, honestly.
No.
Oh, sorry. That
wait,
was,
you-
that
I mean,
was
I
real?
was trolling.
Oh, that was a troll.
Yeah. I hope my last year's New Year's resolution comes true and we get 1 million subs. 'Cause that was my last year's.
Oh, that would be amazing if we got 1 million subs.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, but you know what would be better? 10 million subs.
We can get the offline TV million sub plaque.
Yes.
I'm hanging it up.
Okay.
Right there.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
We're
somewhere.
pretty close.
Mhm.
We are very
Quite
close. We're
close, yeah.
900 something K.
But yeah, I don't know about my New Year's resolution. I have to think about it for a bit. You can go.
Get a girlfriend.
I don't know, man. I've done everything from like weight loss, like grinding hours before, and like personal goals to like business goals, and they all kind of feel weird. I feel like I should just make a goal, like a random goal, like
You should.
next year.
Get a girlfriend.
Okay, a realistic
That
one.
wasn't right.
Next year, I just hope you know what? I plan on enjoying my life next year. That's it.
Nice.
Honestly,
Dude.
that's a real.
Let's go to Japan. Wait, actually.
I'd love to go to Japan.
Oh, Japan!
Oh, me.
I love Japan.
I love
we all love
Japan.
Japan.
How about we make a little bit of a detour and go to South Korea? Is that
I've
everyone?
never been.
Wait,
I've never been.
What about South Africa?
That's a lot of That's a big
That's a
detour.
lot of detour.
Yeah.
You're right.
At least South Korea and Japan are like next to each other, so it's a lot easier.
What about the Philippines? My home
I actually wouldn't mind going to
country.
the
I wouldn't
You
mind.
would.
I wouldn't
Wait,
mind.
really?
Yeah, you would.
Dude, Philippines actually, we have a lot of crazy Philippine
You have
fan
to get
base.
like
Or Singaporean, I get them
malaria
mixed up.
shots, take a malaria pill
Uh-huh.
every day. There are armed guards sometimes in the
Philippines.
streets. If
Whoa,
you do
what?
any drugs, you can be killed.
The way he's talking about
It's
Philippines.
it's scary all the time. There are like tapeworms in the water when I went swimming in the springs.
Oh.
There's like lots of just bad, it's dangerous. It's a dangerous place. It's a scary place.
So that's our next group trip in January.
Yeah, it'll be an adventure for sure. I mean, a lot of conflict.
You know where we should go?
Yeah.
Universal and dress Michael as Harry Potter.
Fuck you. First of all,
First of all, that's a really weird New Year's resolution.
Oh shit! That's a New Year's resolution.
That's
I
a
wanna go to
very.
I want to go to Universal, and we can all buy our little Gryffindor cloaks and everything.
you're not Gryffindor. You're Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
Wait, what is
You have the shower curtains.
Do we know
to
what
prove it.
Michael is?
Michael Slytherin.
Yeah.
For sure?
Me,
You took that?
me and Michael are both Slytherin.
Wait,
That's
what was
great.
your animal?
You get an animal?
No, he didn't take the Patronus.
Oh, okay. What are you?
I'm a Slytherin.
I know the people on the
Wow.
podcast who are listening want to know. So, for reference, Scar is Slytherin, Fed is Gryffindor, Michael is Slytherin, and I am Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
And Pokey is probably Ravenclaw, right?
Mhm.
Yvonne is Hufflepuff.
No, she's Slytherin.
Toast is also Slytherin,
yeah.
right? Yeah, we
Wait,
have
Alpha
a
is
lot
majority
of
Slytherin.
Slytherins in
Offline
this
is snakes.
group.
I've been telling you.
No shit.
Oh, I don't know if you want to say that.
No, it's not a big deal.
Yvonne's cussing me out on the side.
There's
Sorry, I
What
can't
can
hear
I say?
you.
We're surrounded by snakes.
Star Wars was amazing.
Star Wars
Okay.
was not a good movie.
Okay, wait. Here we go.
Oh,
This is what we
boy.
can talk about. So we all just watched Star Wars, the recent Star Wars, and by the time this podcast comes out, it'll be about 3 weeks after Star Wars has been
Yeah,
released.
you're
2
good to
weeks.
spoil it.
Are we good
right?
to spoil it?
This is spoiler warning. Can we say it? Should we?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can say.
I mean, let's do we even want to talk about Star Wars? Because this would be a
well,
long
okay, wait.
discussion
Well,
or a short one.
I think it's gonna be a very short one.
Alright,
Okay.
alright.
Okay, so, Star
Guys.
Wars, last movie. Lily, what did you think?
Can I spoil it?
I mean, just
Am I allowed to spoil it?
okay.
Yes.
Yes, sure.
Okay, so I'm not a huge fan of Star Wars. The only thing I was looking forward to is Rey and Kylo Ren fucking kissing. You know what I mean? I wanted them to smooch and get together. And I understand how shippers feel now because I was like, I ship these two. So finally, at the very end, they kiss, and I'm like, yes. And then he dies, and then I went through I cried. I legit had tears coming out of my eyes. I didn't care for the movie at all, except those two. And all I wanted were them to end up together. And he fucking dies like a second later. There wasn't even like a moment to breathe after. You know what I mean? He just dies. And not only that, but there's no dead body. He disappears because he gave all of his life force to Rey. Dude. And then she just comes home smiling.
Yeah, movie wasn't great. It's all right. Yo, he disappeared.
Yvonne, you want to come here and say something?
It was 2 hours
Yvonne,
of
all
my
you do
life.
is complain.
Yeah,
You
Yvonne
really-
just said, "I'm mad."
I'm sure there's one good thing you could find.
Well,
from the
yeah,
movie.
what's
the-
What was one good thing?
Oh,
my God.
Lily's
and the
reaction
girl
to the
sitting in
kiss.
front of us
Oh,
was
yeah.
so funny.
It was
she
nice
was-
sitting with friends and kind of commentating throughout the movie.
Oh,
a lot of the-
I was commentating.
yeah.
Like, I yawned really loud, like 3
Dude,
times
and
during
it was
that movie.
super
'cause I
quiet,
was really
and
tired.
Scar has a
I'd be like,
huge yawn.
"Oh!"
And the person in front of us matters for like, dude, you good? Like,
No, like
It was just a very mediocre movie.
it sounded like you were like mocking the
no,
movie.
no, I was actually
That's
so
funny.
tired.
The music was great though. The OST was like amazing. I loved
Okay,
it.
all I have
John
to say,
Williams?
yeah, all I have to say, the only part of the movie that I remember or that I liked was that
The kiss.
no, Ray was really hot, and that's it.
Oh, okay.
That's
All
that's
right.
literally like
Men are trash.
like like I didn't realize in the first Star Wars like 7
Daisy
and then,
Ridley.
and then 8, but then like 9, I was like, wow, she is really
She's-
really way more attractive than I thought.
So attractive, and you know, she's really hot. I agree with you.
Yep. See.
She was alright.
What?
She was alright.
Yeah,
I'm
right,
saying.
Fed. Fed's trying to make
Fed,
himself
are
appear
you-
She
like.
was, I'm not. Listen.
You all are lying if you don't think she's hot.
No, I think
She's
she's
attractive.
a good looking.
She's very attractive.
Good
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
But
yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
But
you
you
only
know
date 10 out of 10s. Is that what you're saying?
no,
12 out of 10s?
I'm listen. I'm a Scarlett Johansson type guy. You know what I mean?
Oh.
I saw a trailer come on. I was like, souls. You
That trailer
know,
looks good. Not for the reason you think it looks good, but I think it looks good.
dude. Yeah, completely
yeah.
different reasons. 100%.
I think out of everyone, I thought Star Wars was like, I have the least negative opinion. I just kind of like turned my brain off and degened and like looked at the visual porn.
And I think that's Star Wars. You know, as a whole.
So
You know, like
there was
it's
supposed to be a story in there. Right?
Yeah.
well, there was. It just wasn't a good one.
Yeah, it
you
wasn't
know,
great,
it was
yeah.
really rushed.
It was
you
very
know?
fan servicey.
It was,
I
yeah,
noticed
yeah.
that.
Look, but the fan service was bad. Like at least like when you're doing training arcs for like sword fighting or
yeah,
lightsaber fighting, why do you turn the lightsaber and hold it like this? You know,
Okay.
Like this is so
Okay, listen-
edgy.
Yeah,
You know, in all the fights they like switch their hand movement. I'm like, oh, now they're going like this. Like, what is this? A fucking anime knife fight? Like, what is this? I was very upset.
It was interesting. I could tell they were like overdoing the lightsaber battles because people like complained in the past about not having enough lightsaber battles. Then they just fucking ended that one on the Death Star with her just. She doesn't like no consequences. She stabs him and then she heals his little abdomen butthole she made with her lightsaber, and then it fucking goes away. And she doesn't die after that. But then he dies when he heals her.
I love how randomly healing was just installed
Oh
into
yeah.
like the
Let
the
me
whole.
give you some of my life force. Oh, let me give you some of my life force. Let me
Yeah.
revive you back. Oh, I'm dead.
Sorry,
It's
buddy.
just like
Oh,
it's in 7 movies or
I-
6. There's never been a
That,
healing
I
thing.
know. And,
I don't
they
think.
should have ended together.
Look, I just feel like it's really
They should have
weird
married and had babies.
when like
Stop saying
I thought it was less realistic than like time travel movies I've seen. Like actually, I was like, well, you know, sci-fi is more realistic than this.
I wish I could go back in time before I watched it.
Have you ever seen Back to the Future?
Yes, all of them.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, Mike, you ever seen Back to the Future?
I have not.
I
Ah.
wasn't born yet, remember?
Oh, true. Well, and the other were we.
Okay, so where were you going with this?
Well, I mean, if you, I'm just saying, like, I think Back to the Future is objectively better than like.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
no,
100%,
yeah.
yeah. The
He's
ending
not
of
even
Star
seen
Wars-
it. He's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah, she
I agree,
agrees.
yeah. Was it a mediocre movie?
no, it was
no,
great.
no, it was great.
Okay, if it's as late as that, then we're good. Yeah, the ending scene, I felt really empathizing with the people who really love Star Wars because I was like, really, the last thing you do, like the last big like huge thing is like crash the sword.
Yeah.
She grabs it and she just fucking crosses the blades.
Dude, it was so edgy because you could tell something was gonna happen because she was blocking it with one hand
Yeah.
like this.
I was like,
and
oh
you're
shit, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, and then like now the way I see it is like all the little kids growing up who watch that film are gonna be like. Are gonna end all their fake lightsaber battles going like this. Oh my god, the X! It's unbeatable, you know? Oh, yeah, they've negatively influenced the whole generation.
Ray is hot.
Yes.
She's alright.
We had some really different opinions on this movie.
Honestly, I thought the girl with the mask was way hotter.
You didn't see her face.
You didn't see her face.
Exactly, but it's the
That's
it was
the
up to the
mystery.
imagination.
Is
It's
that
the mystery.
sexist or?
No, it's not sexist at all. It's like it's the
I know
mystery.
what you meant,
like
but also I know how it sounds, and it sounds bad.
no. The girl with the that was wearing the mask
That you couldn't see her face?
That was kind of had the hots for the pilot. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Attractiveness. I was way more attracted to her than I was to
You
Ray.
know, it's in
Cause
the
Ray
end,
was so cringe. I'm sorry.
it's not the appearance, it's the personality. Am I right, guys?
Agree.
Exactly.
It's the
Duh.
personality.
It's
Yes.
too bad we all have shit personality.
Speak for yourself. What?
Single squad.
Single squad.
Yeah.
This is why
I
we're
guess if we
single.
had a good personality, we wouldn't be single.
I mean, look at me. I mean, I'm
You're
Nice sweatshirt, dude.
Oh, Chef Red's
Really good one.
That's
I
awesome.
forgot to change it.
For the audio only listeners, he's wearing a hoodie that says "Virginity Rocks" in the style of Supreme.
Yeah. I
Thank
mean,
you for-
it was a fan gift.
Thank you
so.
for clarifying the style so that they could really,
They could really
Visualize.
visualize.
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Okay.
What else were we? Oh, we talked about New Year's or something, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
New Year's. Yes. Are you guys excited for 2020? Michael, are you getting LASIK?
No. No.
Then you'd have 2020 vision in 2020.
You really just wanted to
mo-
make that joke.
I really love this.
Wait,
joke.
I don't think I've ever told anyone why I haven't gotten LASIK.
Why?
So like every year that I decide I want to get LASIK, I look at all my emotes and my brand, and I look. It's literally like a water cup with glasses on, or like my emotes are have me wearing
you're
glasses,
right.
or
I
like
never thought
Lily's
about that.
only defining trait about me is glasses and a little swirl on my head. So like
Yeah.
I'm like
and we're very close.
yeah,
in
yeah.
the
I'm like
drawings.
defined by my
I try
glasses.
to draw you different, Michael.
You do.
I draw you with giant
You do.
crackhead eyes.
Oh, okay, you're
Lily,
right, yeah.
Lily, you've never drawn. You've literally drawn like this in glasses, and that's okay. You
No,
know?
no, no. I have defining features for everyone, so
Yeah,
it's
it's
easy.
just
Yours
this.
is
I
the
have the
twirl
Yeah, yeah.
and the glasses. Fed is the
But-
hat, right?
But imagine if I lose my defining
the
feature,
crackhead
right?
eyes.
So like
I would find other defining features about you.
look,
like your thick eyebrows. They're very defined and nice.
Are they?
No, look at his eyebrows. They're very nice.
I never notice eyebrows.
Right? No, I always notice eyebrows.
I have some pretty thick.
Wait,
eyebrows.
wait,
Fed's is also very
Yeah,
defined.
wait, wait.
too.
You've been checking out me and Fed's eyebrows?
Yeah, of course. Eyebrows are like they
Eyebrows
structure
are
your
the fun-
face.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, if you do eyebrows, you'd be surprised how much it can change, like the frame of your face.
Would you say Fed's very attractive with his eyebrows right now?
I'm not gonna answer that.
You
That
do have
mean- that
large
means-
eyebrows.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Notice.
Like,
Mhm.
Not like a bad
But
thing.
Yeah,
look
yeah,
how
yeah.
def-
I like 'em.
Look how defined they are.
The
too.
only, yeah, I'm saying eyebrows are nice, and the only reason I think of eyebrows is because whenever we talked to Toast about eyebrows, he was like, I like women with thick eyebrows. I remember when he
I
said
remember
that.
you said this too.
That was hilarious.
Wait, Jen doesn't have thick eyebrows. I don't think so.
So yeah, 2020 is a new year. Are you excited?
The singles
for...
club is accepting.
I'm not gonna
New
be-
members.
I'm out of the singles
Okay,
club.
wait.
Oh yeah, this is in 3 weeks.
Wait,
right? We're all-
no. Let's make a prediction then, right here.
Okay.
So in 2020, when we make this podcast again, if we're still together at 2021, right here in this house on this table,
Oh,
who will still be in the single club?
All of us.
I might still be. In
I'm
the
actually.
singles
I actually think
probably
all
not
of us
gonna
will be.
Honestly.
And I'll tell you
I
why.
don't
Because
think I'm going to be.
it.
Really?
Yeah,
What makes you think this?
I just think so.
Okay.
I have a feeling.
Hmm.
Wow, you guys don't believe me, but it's
Wait,
okay.
wait.
I don't really care being single or not single, but I just.
Oh, wow, okay, yeah.
I think.
That's what you sound like Fed now. I don't care if I'm
Fed
seeing
cares.
a girl.
Let's be clear. Fed cares.
Wait, cares about what?
Okay,
Listen,
listen.
I live in harmony right now.
I'm gonna go ahead and say half of the people on this table will be dating someone. Well, I don't know which.
Oh, you don't know which.
Yeah, but 50% of the table will be.
Okay.
Will be
Interesting
dating.
prediction.
Oh, actually, I might be. Fuck.
What?
Would you care to elaborate on that?
Yeah, what does that mean?
No. I mean, there's something that I think may happen, but I'm not sure about it.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened?
I can't
Wait,
talk
no.
about. I
Can we?
can't.
We'll cut it out.
No,
happened?
what the fuck?
No,
I'm not
I
gonna
wanna
talk.
know now.
No.
You're such a tease. I want to know.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
Okay.
my god, that's so annoying.
Okay.
Alright.
What about you guys? What do you think about
I think there's a good chance I stay single. I'm not like actively looking to date people, so I don't think.
Don't you feel like with your clout, you'll eventually have people running to our doorstep and be like, Michael, I would love how techie and big your brain is. Lily, what
If
the
it
fuck?
ever did, I would be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
No, probably. I don't know because I think this
Are
year
you like you're?
I'm not
looking to get
actively
into it?
looking,
Okay.
but maybe next year I might because it's like a
Yeah, who
situation.
knows what it's gonna be next
I
year?
was streaming every day this year. That's like stupidly hard to maintain
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
you're
healthy
right.
relationship.
It's
Yeah.
it's sort of
So like
impossible.
it's like there's a possibility next year,
Mm-hmm.
but probably at the end of the year I'm gonna be sitting down at this table with Fed and being like, Yo,
Yo.
bro, what went wrong,
I
dude?
don't know, man. Every year we have this discussion.
That's so
It's the
sad.
third year we've had
Can't
this
relate.
discussion.
Oh yeah, Lily, what do you think?
I don't think I'm gonna be single next year.
What about anyone? What about everyone else?
I don't know. I wasn't single this time last year.
Oh,
You weren't.
I
Oh,
was not
Same.
single this time.
How soon is too soon?
You tell us.
Oh, you tell us.
Up
yeah.
to you.
Oh, I don't care.
Oh, then we're good.
'Cause I have not been carrying on.
Yeah. Okay. You know.
Interesting. Those are some interesting predictions.
Chat, who do you wait, not chat.
What
I mean,
the
you can say
fuck?
I still say chat.
Chat?
Yeah.
Viewers, who do you think
He's gonna be single next year.
What are your predictions for our personal lives?
Leave it in the comments down below.
Yeah,
Make sure to like,
and-
comment,
and
subscribe.
Wow, we're making the outro in the middle of the video.
Yeah,
Wow,
we just cut that to the
You guys
end.
are efficient. Okay. Who?
Ooh, what is a quality that you look for in a girl? Or in a partner? Well, girl, because you guys are like,
Friendship.
Video
you
game
look for
player.
Friendship? Okay.
I like. Yes.
Okay. Wait. Okay. Michael says friendship. Scar says video game player.
I thought about it a lot, and I
And you
was
want
like,
a girl who
originally
plays-
I was like, it's like cute and quirky if our interests don't match, and then I was like, it's not
impossible.
that quirky.
That's
it's just
hard. You
bad.
could-
It's like really
yeah.
difficult to maintain the relationship.
Because
if,
they don't like
Yeah, like if I play video games 15 hours a day, and I start talking with her, and like we don't relate on the thing that I like.
Yeah.
Play, it's like
It
really
doesn't- yeah.
awkward. So, and the worst thing is, I don't think I could date them if they're bad at video games. Like,
Oh, jeez, your
like no,
standards.
I'm not even
Are
kidding.
you
Like,
sure about that, bro? Like, there's beggars can't be choosers. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
Oh
kidding.
my
I'm just
god.
kidding.
did I
Then
ever
what do
stop you?
No.
What do you look for?
Okay.
Braids?
So they have to be like.
Exist.
They have to be like really.
Breathing?
Fuck you
We
guys.
just said that.
Fuck you guys. All right. I'm very picky. They have to be really really driven and really motivated. All right. And it
I've
doesn't.
heard you say that before.
Yeah. And they have to like I don't care too much if like we don't have the same interests because I feel like I kind of love doing my own thing and then kind of like
I think that's how it should be anyway. Like, you
linking
should
up.
do your own thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do that. Like, just
I mean,
straight up.
different, different.
I mean, because like
preferences.
I don't know if I want them super involved in my life.
Oh,
you know?
I don't necessarily want them that. I just have to be
Go good at
video game
games.
player. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a plus, but like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not it's not a game. It's not a breaker for me.
Yeah. So you're looking for like just that passion. It doesn't necessarily have
Yeah,
to be
someone
your
that's
passion.
fucking driven. You know, like
see.
that's hot.
I
you
think
know?
passion is attractive no matter what. Like it
Oh,
shows
yeah.
that you're like
Yeah.
interested. You
You're
know,
like-
you have a goal.
that you
Oh.
have
Trying to
like
improve
goals.
yourself.
Yeah.
I don't want someone that's clingy, that's like thinking about me all the time. Like think about yourself. You know, like
Okay.
You know, your own interests.
Oh, I would need. I can only date someone I can talk to. Like you know how
Oh,
when
100%.
you
Oh,
talk
I
to
mean,
someone.
yeah.
No. There's sometimes when you talk to people and then the conversation stops because you can't create more conversation that it like doesn't exist
Yeah.
between it.
So you don't want that.
Yeah, if it's like I can talk to them about anything like and keep it going, that's what I look for.
That's
I
true,
see.
but eventually you will run out of things to talk about.
But then
And you will
the-
have to
wanna
get
be
used to
comfort-
silence.
yeah,
There's
comfortable
comfortable
enough- yeah,
silence.
yeah.
Yeah.
It shouldn't feel awkward. It should
Yeah.
be like,
And as long as you like have that comfort.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't want it to be like we talk for 5 minutes and there's nothing to talk
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
It's like, yeah.
I
Okay.
also hate the awkward sounds.
I just realized I'm gonna have a good time titling this video.
Oh no.
This would be another banger for the podcast channel for sure.
Okay.
There we go.
Sorry, off topic, but yeah.
Michael,
Yeah.
your perfect girlfriend. We just played the game.
Yeah, we just played red flags.
Michael says friendship.
I like companionship. You know.
Oh, okay.
Like nice.
I hope they're nice.
Fuck. Interesting.
It's like you're describing a piece of steak.
Oh, they.
They have to be medium rare.
Nice, yeah, like bread in the middle.
That'd
Like
be well
Nice.
done.
It is.
Interesting.
It is nice if they understand my humor. That.
I
Because
think-
I've heard from some people that it's a niche humor.
wow.
And
I wonder who said that.
fuck you.
I've heard of this too.
yeah, so if
I didn't say this.
I don't
but-
really notice it myself, but then I like think about it more and I'm like, man, if I didn't understand that, that would have been really cringe to hear me say.
I don't think
that,
it's
you
cringe.
know?
Just like
It's just different.
It's just different.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
It's like
So
really.
Yeah, you're not like the other YouTubers.
yeah, exactly. I'm quirky and silly.
But
so-
people
Yeah,
weren't
yeah.
used to it. I can imagine it's like a lot for them for at first.
Yeah, yeah. So
I think yeah.
not changing it anytime soon.
Yeah, don't.
So
Everyone has their own
What
sense.
about you, Lily?
Don't change it. Yeah.
Nice.
Fucking steaks over here.
I actually like
Well done.
some of like your passion is very important for me too. Like seeing someone like driven and passionate is
Try.
so attractive. Talented even or skilled or something that they're interested in. Genuine, like just a very sincere, genuine, won't lie to me person.
All the boys in the videos like taking notes right
Yeah,
now.
like oh shit, dude. I'm genuine. Keep going.
Like somewhat successful would be nice too. You know, like you have something.
Okay, like successful at 7-Eleven or like successful at
Like
Literally
us,
anything. Like
okay.
success, just
successful
some kind
in
of
their field,
Like
in
succeeding
their
in
field
fashion.
or whatever.
Yeah.
It could be literally anything. I don't
see.
care. But
Yeah.
something that you have.
So I feel like I'm the most niche with video games.
Yeah, you are.
That is
You
pretty
are.
niche.
You 100%
It
are.
is.
I feel like is that weird?
I don't know. I don't think it's weird.
I think it's
just
weird.
like-
It's just like your life, and like it's a very
I think
integral
it's
part of
fine
your
to
life.
have preferences, Scar. Even
There's
if they're
nothing wrong with
different.
But I
Oh,
mean,
yeah. So what's your preference?
And then maybe like Scar, if you like meet someone, right? And maybe they're not the best at video games, but they have a lot of other qualities.
Yeah.
that- Then I can see you like, you know, acquiescing.
Yeah. You really think so?
Oh,
You telling me if they're not faker, I'll consider dating them? Are you
Scar,
serious?
there's
Rank what? They better be
no
the rank
doubt
one female
about
player
it.
in the world, baby. The world. I want to see a world championship trophy on her bedroom frame.
He's gonna be single forever.
Yeah.
for sure.
If that's your goal, that's
It's
your goal.
fucked, bro.
Interesting. 'Cause I think we
Those were
basically
our
want the same thing,
ideal
kind.
people.
Yeah, we all want the same thing.
We all just want
We're
someone
pretty like
kind,
genuine, kind,
passionate.
passionate,
well done, fucking veteran.
with ketchup.
Yeah. I'm just gonna toss my wedding speech I made for Scara.
Oh.
It's not happening anytime soon.
Oh shit, dude! I didn't even make one for you.
Yeah, oh fuck.
Who do you think will marry first on this table?
It's. I mean, it's weird coming from you. It's gonna be you.
Me?
Yeah,
No,
I, think
I actually don't
it is
think.
you.
I actually
I
don't
think
think.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be her.
Her or me, for
Wow.
sure.
You?
Yeah. Dude, having a family is like so important to
Well,
me.
Fed does want to be like have a family.
Yeah, but I
So-
feel like you're like a lot younger.
Yeah, no.
Family is important.
Yeah,
to
family's important, and it's something I for sure want to
Fed
do.
wants
I
to
don't
be a
know how
cool
soon.
dad. I can see that.
Honestly,
Cute
I
dad.
feel like Lily doesn't talk about it much, but I think Lily wants to be married.
Scar, I gave up on marriage. Oh, that's
So cut that out of the podcast.
Okay, no, but real talk. I
Yes.
used to care about marriage. I wanted to be married before 30. I had like goals and stuff.
Oh shit! she's-
After what happened, I realized that like I don't really care anymore, and I think that's more freeing for me. Like I don't care as much. I care about other shit now.
Okay, so
And I
you're just
think-
rolling with what you're feeling now.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah. This is the boat you're in, and
And I'm good now.
it's set.
I am in love with myself.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing. You know, that's a
Right,
lie.
you're
I
talking
tell
like me.
myself this
Yeah,
so I can learn
you're
to love
fake it.
myself.
Took a page out of
Yeah,
my
yeah,
book.
That's what you mean.
Okay, thank you guys for watching. It is we have hit a milestone, and we hit over 141,000 views on YouTube recently, and isn't that just amazing? And I am tired. I think I'm gonna go for a walk and then think about probably maybe a video idea. Anyways, gonna hang up the stream, and thank you guys for watching. You guys are amazing. I really like the support you're giving my videos. It's really fun, and I really like it. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.